Moto, don't forget, I was coming from purist hip hop. So I felt like crossing over to Lamba needed to still have sense.
Yeah.
So that Ayekbogo was philosophical. It was still me just on a Lamba.
You needed substance.
I needed substance. Then I knew it was a gamble. It might not work because it could be too serious for a club record. But I'm like, heck, I'll try.
Melody, you don't give City FM staff this energy.
I do.
Yes, you do. I've seen it. It's
Witchcraft.
even worse.
Witchcraft, bro.
She's even worse with them.
Witchcraft.
But you know what Melody does for them? When she's giving them the energy, you buy them amala.
Yes.
Bribe.
They
that.
bribe.
But
they
yes,
bribe-
though.
they
You gotta
bribe
give her
them.
credit for that, though.
But you don't give this
glasses
one amala.
nice.
You don't give this one
It is.
They don't
amala.
deserve
It's
a
new age. It's a bit sharp around the edges. If you leave me, I'll just be wearing only Ray-Bans, look like a drug dealer. As in, no.
No, you look like an upgraded drug dealer. You look like drug dealer, moving food.
But you, please, you're always wearing black. Or you're wearing black 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I opened my wardrobe the other day. My wife said, what is this obsession? Everything you own. Black shoes, black jeans, everything, black tops. I'm like, I don't even know. I think it makes me slimmer.
But you are slim.
Yeah, I lost some weight.
Yeah.
I lost some weight.
Intentionally.
Yeah, I was looking at some of my pictures. I found my old BlackBerry phone. I don't know what my daughter was doing and opened one section of my wardrobe and my BlackBerry fell out. So I opened it and started to look at my pictures there and I was looking stuffed. I was looking fat. Every time I took a picture, then I started to diss myself. I told my missus that I look like all these NURTW guys.
That was
Oga Boss!
That was
Oga Boss.
I said, babe, what was this? And you never told me out. You said, but I just loved you like that. You were just chubby. Now you're doing fine boy. I said, no, it's not fine boy, but this was being fat and unhealthy. You know, it looked good for the videos though.
What?
Oga Boss.
What? And for the personality.
Oga Boss.
The video for Ayekbogon with the suits.
Bro.
Bruh.
And he was spitting on this.
What?
And then I was now spitting. I was like,
I feel break your head with cold bottle.
it was crazy. So that's how. But I mean, I lost weight and I feel.
But
better.
that's the song that iLLBliss won an award for, right?
You want like it depends on the awards I'm talking about.
For the can I say the name of the
Yeah.
Yes.
for Sound City SMVAs.
Yeah.
It was a song called You Go Wundo.
Yeah.
Featuring Kellen Suspect.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let's not lie. That's the best song on the album.
Oh, it was.
Tolani, but before we get into that, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one that he won. I think it was for Headies Now.
No,
And
for
the first award you won. The
first
first one you
award
won.
I won wasn't even in Lagos. It was the South
No,
Music
the one you won
Award.
from Headies. The one Headies
No,
gave you.
the first Headies I won was Chukwu Agozigogi.
Best
2016.
best rapper or
I think it was
something.
best lyricist.
Best Released on the road.
I think it was lyricist
Was that
on
the
the
one people
road.
were
The best
not-
rapper
were not-
album was that same album. It's called Powerful.
Yeah.
I know there's one award that iLLBliss won that people were talking about on social media and saying he shouldn't
Lyricist
have
on the
won
road
it.
last
It
year.
should have been. Was it last year?
That was last year.
No, it wasn't.
That was last year.
I won last year. Country.
Yes,
There was
Lyricist on
there was
the
a
Road for
conscious
Country.
record called Country. That
They say the Northerners are planning an invasion.
That was last year.
So how do you feel?
Save
iLLBliss?
Buhari been dead. This is Jubril.
Real.
I said that.
SARS
I
on the
remember.
street still going for the kill. They never gave me and I always got a lot of smack and disregard
Yeah.
in the earlier years in my career.
Yes.
I was my skill, to be very honest, I was in my formative years, especially on my first album.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who I was. I didn't know my rhyme schemes that well. I just knew that I had a lot to say. I
Yeah.
wasn't taking out time to arrange it in that euphoric way that would give the listeners, that would make the listeners say, oh, that's bars. But I was saying stuff, but because I rap the way I talk.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, so I never ever had to, pay much attention to the rhyme schemes. I just didn't even want to make too much music. I wanted to make a few singles. Ayekbogo, You Go Wundo, a few That Igbo Boy. I was just experimenting.
iLLBliss of Thoroughbreds and iLLBliss that blew up are two different iLLBlisses.
Yeah, they are.
When did they change? Like lyrically, they're different. Stylistically, they're slightly different. Not all that different, right?
They're very different.
And then brand, definitely totally different.
Yeah.
So when did they change?
Motto, it changed when
They went
I
to England.
left Nigeria for England. So when I finished, I'll take you back a bit. When I finished youth service, I started working. During youth service, I was serving in a bank. So, and we're making music as Thoroughbreds. I was the one that had the job, the paid job. So I was the one that could pay for the sessions and support my crew. My crew was made up of Elajo, his sister Amaka, the chief rocker, my late friend Dialect, Obi-Wan, the gospel, currently the gospel singer.
Yeah.
Yes. And that was us. And we met in uni, in the University of Nigeria and Nsukka. We liked hip hop music. We liked soul. So we felt like when we come to Lagos eventually, we would come together as a collective, not even as a group, just like a collective to make music and push ourselves, perform together. So eventually I came to LAG and started working. So my banking career started and I moved from my youth service into another, got retained, then moved to another bank and another bank another bank. I started with a bank called Citizens Bank. Now it's called Heritage.
Ah.
Yes. And then I moved to Zenith. Then I moved to GT for less than a year. I left banking as an assistant manager.
To start rap.
Yes. I was rapping, but I just rap. There was no scene. The scene was very little. The rap existed. I mean, Tribesman, Rugged Man, Big Low and Too Short, Modo, Mod 9. Strip Butter was later.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they existed individually. EXO existed, Mike Fleece existed, but eventually as a collective, they came a bit later.
08, 09.
Yes. Slightly, no, more than
7.
06 to 7. Yes.
Actually, 7. When was the rap classic by Terry?
It was 07.
That was 07.
It was
07. 06 then.
Yeah. So that's how I started. So, and then we were making hip hop music. My earlier influences was boom bap. It was New York rap. So I grew up listening to so much. In fact, I started with Public Enemy, LL Cool J,
That's fucking crazy.
Queen Latifah.
UNITY.
From that UNNX, man. Shout out.
UNITY. I played that song today. That's
a real one. And it still sounds so fresh. Queen Latifah.
It does.
So I started from vintage hip hop music. I started from hip hop that questioned social justice and police brutality. So when you see NWA running from the cops, making records like Appetite for Destruction, Always Into Something.
Fuck the police.
Fuck police. I always felt like your music must have some level of social conversations, which is why when you see me make records like It Is God, Country, all of those things are just inspired by other stuff that I felt was important for us to communicate. So now it's election period. Like I think we should make music collectively as rappers to let people know. So if they're talking PVCs, change governance, young people get more involved in electoral processes, then you do it through the music.
Do you vote?
Oh yes.
Why are you voting for this
time?
election?
Peter Obi, hands down.
1,000%.
Why?
Hands down.
That's interesting.
Not it's not even anything ethnic. It's a fresh breath from every single thing that we have seen. And the clamor for structure, the clamor for this, but we've had failed governance from both parties.
Let's try something else.
You should see
the need for a different.
Yes, let's just try something different.
I think everybody in this room is probably going to vote for Peter Obi.
Yeah, because the truth, at the end of the day,
I just want to mention that iLLBliss is the only person that calls Motolani Moto.
He calls him Moto.
Only person.
I think that phone Motorola maybe inspired Moto.
I think Moto is there. I think that's so that I don't screw up his name. So it's an easy. Then I look at him like a Japanese warrior. So every time I say Moto, I just see one guy on a hill with a sword. Samurai. He's trying to chop something off. You understand?
Samurai of the culture.
Every time I see iLLBliss, regardless of why we're together, regardless of what we're trying to do together, be it an interview or whatever, every time there is no day I've seen it, but they don't mention Moto. Melody, what's up with Moto?
Oh yeah.
And Melody, how? What's going on?
No,
how is he? Is he okay? Yeah.
That's my G, man.
Moto. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening and watching the #1 podcast in Nigeria, the Terms and Conditions Podcast,
Cheese.
aka We know they make mouths where we know feed back up.
What makes it when now? Excel comes up with different things.
Culture! He said check! He knew the lyrics!
Excel comes up with different things every day.
I
No, Melody knows that record now. Thank you.
Put them sonnies on.
Ili Chapo.
Serious conversation scene.
That's your sound bite, man. That's like a database of
I say
sound.
Excel is not okay.
No, he can't be.
He's not okay.
Nobody on this show is okay, bro.
You collect.
Please, I'm fine.
You collect.
It's not by wearing wig. It's
You
not by wearing
collect.
expensive wig. You go collect.
No, you guys are so against the grain. This show makes me happy. Every time I see a skit and it's a new one, I'm like, yes. I'm sleeping late today. I mean, so back to your question. You know, you asked about the sound and how it changed.
Yeah.
So my music was that way. It was the lyrical content. We were more interested in the lyrical content, in what we were saying, how it was connecting with our reality as Nigerian rappers. We didn't have a scene. We were.
It's interesting saying that now.
Yeah, we didn't have a scene. We just knew we were just making it. Dialect was a jazz head mixed with such a hip hop connoisseur. He had so much knowledge of music. You know, Amaka was squarely a young version of Aretha Franklin and Nina Simone. So we never rarely even listened to Nigerian music. I was the one that I'll sit in the session, I'll be like, Ella beatbox, man. Ella is a walking beatbox machine. He's the one that used to chop up all our samples, find drums for us, create the music. And then I'll be like, I was always about, when are we finishing the record? When are we dropping it? Ella was the lifestyle king.
Interesting. The last time I saw Ella Joe was with you, Coronation. The Coronation that you came
for.
for.
2019.
Was it
that was actually funny.
Yes,
That was
Suri Lyrics.
It wasn't Suri
Shout out
Lyrics.
to
No, this one is
AQ and
Suri
Lyrics.
Lyrics.
The one I saw him last was that as the Silverbird one.
No, this one is
Well,
Suri Lyrics.
that was the
iLLBliss
first
was
one.
the guest.
I was the guest. I was the main
performer for that
performer.
Coronation.
Okay.
And Ella Joe came.
That's
Yeah, I
That's
was
the last
there.
time
I was
saw
there.
I remember it was amazing. I saw you.
I was there.
I can't forget.
was
I
there.
saw you. So we're making all of that music, and it was a bit confrontational. So we had this record called Street Hop. Padam, pam, pam, padam, padam. That was a fella sample.
Yeah.
It was sampled from Watano Get Enemy. So, because I always used to say to my guys, like, you know, we're already rapping in English. I think we need to bring the sound home. I think this Afrobeat infusion into hip hop might work. I didn't understand that all of this was going to lead us up into Afrobeats and the sound changing so much. But we were just rappers, MCs, so to speak. I was always concerned about the chorus though. Because I would always tell my guys, we're not putting scratch choruses on these things. This is not a DJ Premier.
It's not 1990.
This is not
not
dated.
DJ Premier.
Yeah, this is not Premier. This is not. Let us do chant choruses that will help. Or Amaka sing the hook. We have singers in the group.
Yeah.
Because I still wanted us to appeal, and Ella had that same perspective as well. So then I went to England, and England is a story for another day. Moto, and Melody, and Excel. I left because the bank I was working for collapsed.
Oh wow.
In UK.
No,
Okay, in Nigeria. Okay.
And
Oceanic.
I could no, it wasn't Oceanic. So I couldn't. We came to work and we couldn't access the building.
Just like that.
Yeah, and they said Treasury had shut down.
They didn't tell you guys. No prior
no.
warning.
Oh, good.
And all my money saved was I had bought the bank shares because
What?
the MD had psyched everybody like you need to invest in where you work. So I took all my money from my upfront allowances. I'll go and buy shares of the bank, and stupidly,
Did you get the shares back?
I never got it back.
How?
What?
How?
Till
Liquidation.
today. Liquidation till date.
How?
Yeah, NDIC trips severally to marry.
How much do you think it's worth now, though?
Ugh. But
If it was accruing,
What I don't know, but I just had about 6M. And for then, it was a lot of money.
6M in 2000 and
This was 2005, 6? 2006.
6M in 2006.
Yeah.
$100. $1 was like 17 naira. then.
17.
Wait, 6M,
Yeah.
2006.
Yeah.
but
So
after-
you
25M
were
now.
really living your raps.
But to be very honest, even people that bought shares like way back, they said that some people said they didn't make the money. Like
That's because a lot of them have not followed up, though.
Yeah. They didn't follow up.
They didn't follow.
They didn't follow up.
Like, it has no
And you know,
value
mine wasn't
now.
like a diverse
follow up.
portfolio. It's not like I had total shares, Dunlop shares,
It was
John Holt
just-
shares. It was just the bank.
That's a lot, bro.
And I lost that money and I left.
Be like Ponzi scheme.
It's like Ponzi. And I went to Owerri and I told my mom that I was traveling to England. She says, have you left your job? My mother is like that. She doesn't speak much. She will just go straight to it. So tell me, are you leaving for good? I said, Ma, I'll be back in 3 months, ma. So she gave me her blessings. I went off to England.
What did you do in the UK?
It was a lot. It was a lot. First, I didn't work for 7 months.
Wow.
Wait, so you stayed more than the 3 months you told
Of
your mom?
course, no. I stayed in England for 3 years, I think.
Ooh.
For 3 years. As I was living in England, the music scene was changing.
Wow.
On my way back from work, when I eventually started working, I'll stop at a cyber cafe. I'll type nairaland.com. It'll open. Obiasika starts new record label, Storm. Ikechukwu out with new banger. My name is. Need to see that. So I was monitoring.
Keeping up.
Yeah.
I was keeping up.
Using Nairaland.
Using Nairaland. It was Nairaland and MySpace.
At the time.
And a little bit of Facebook.
The earliest days.
Fuck all, no Gram, no Twitter, all of that didn't exist.
OG before IG.
OG
before
way
IG.
before as in it was crazy. So that's how I kept, I just kept up with the game. I continued recording music in England. I suffered in that country, Sha. Which is why when I go to England now, when I go to buy sneakers, like my wife will be holding like, they say, well, you're going to blow all the money that we came to this. I say, no, leave me. I used to window shop.
You think that's PTSD?
Yeah, partly. So it's vengeance. It's like put those red Reeboks.
Red bottoms.
Put that there.
Put the brick on my brain.
So it was tough. Next first months I couldn't work because I went there with a visiting visa, and then I got this 3-hour job in a school called Mido High School. Mido, it's a cleaning job.
Wow.
Yeah.
iLLBliss,
Did you see Chude's podcast? I was real with it. I
Wait,
broke
hold
it down.
on.
Yeah.
Oga Boss.
Yes, sir.
Ili Chapo.
Yeah.
It's an Ailey
With the
Chapo.
mop.
You did it. Bro, I can't picture it.
No. Moto, I'll be honest with you guys. England is a leveler.
Yeah.
Everybody's rich, from the lawmaker in Westminster to the roof repairer at Ealing Broadway. Everybody's on the train. So it's such a level society. So when I got into England, I was grinding. I said, I'm not going back to Nigeria now. I just barely came. So let me stay. Let me try and work.
Yeah.
I started trying to get into the scene. Started speaking to the Nigerians in the hip hop community. Then it was Kashino.
Yeah.
A couple other guys. I went for a couple Black Twan concerts. I couldn't even reach Black Twan because it was always at Elephant and Castle, Ministry of Sound. He was such a big artist then. Yeah. So it was always just wave. He wave from a distance.
Shout out to Ministry of Sound.
Shout out to Ministry of Sound.
Still exists under Sony now.
Yeah, under Sony, still holding it down. That was where I saw all my hip hop idols because it has a venue. So in Elephant and Castle, that's where the train station is. So that's where I saw Nas. That's where I saw Little Brother. That's where I saw Rakim. So you know how it is growing up on all these guys, and all of a sudden you're paying £9 just to go and watch Common. So you're sitting in a train and you open the train and they're like, Jill Scott performing tonight, or Lauryn Hill performing tonight, and it's £11, and you just redirect yourself. You just go end up there.
Your cruise.
Meet up with some Lauryn Hill heads from Sweden, and for you guys go out for drinks and you become friends.
White people.
Off the music. White people are so laid back. Black people are very self-conscious, guarded and watching out so you don't step on their sneakers. White people don't give a flying fuck. You understand? So that's where I met DJ Premier, Jazzy Jeff. So I was walking, saving my little motor. That era was crazy because when I got that cleaning job, I wake up by 5 a.m, get on a bus called the E6. I was living in an area called Greenford in Middlesex, West London. Tiny box room. Melody can't even fit in there because she has long legs. You understand? So you can't fit.
You're lucky as a Larry.
No. I was on that real rap grind life. Like I'll go out 5, join the bus, get to the school by 5:45. The school opens by 6:30. I'll be out in the door from 6 to 6:30 in the cold, -5 degrees.
Where were you staying in London? Not London, South London. Where?
Middlesex.
Okay.
West London. Yes, it was West London. And then from there, I'll do that job 3 hours. And after a while, I got another job in a coffee factory, Nestle to be specific. Yeah. So I got the Nestle job. So after this one. After doing the school, then I'll run off to Nestle, go and drive a scrubber. It was industrial cleaning. So I was mopping and cleaning, but I'll still have my earphones listening
to music.
Mode 9's Pentium IX, listening to all the releases from Question Mark and saying, this is the same. Can do this now.
While
You
cleaning.
understand? Like this is you just be cleaning and just started and I had all my Nigerian boys in there in the coffee factory. Some of them were students, some of them were, the first time I got to that factory, I walked into the locker room and I heard 3 guys arguing in Yoruba. I say my guys are here. So I just walked into the locker room. Femi was like, you can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. Why would that school charge us? And I'm looking at them. I'm like, these guys are always loud everywhere they go.
Always loud.
So immediately they saw me. 3 of them turned and they were looking at me like,
are you with us?
Are you one
how
of
far
us?
now? I just nodded. They were like, this one.
Now one of us.
No, he said this one feel be Ghana. Then they all now say, there's a way I banged my locker. No, okay, my locker, I banged it. I had my girlfriend's picture in the locker room.
Who's your wife now?
She's my wife now.
Aww.
So I put her picture there just to be reminding me, guy, you're engaged to this chick, just in case you start to tell sideways
For the 3
stories.
years that you were in England.
Oh yeah. I was gone. We were engaged before I left. She was 7 in Ilorin. I used to go to Ilorin. Love trips. Shout out, boo. I know she will watch this. And she will bash me. Yeah, but they were love trips. You go to Ojota and get into those station wagons and bravely head into Choir.
Yeah.
It's like 4 hours from here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That's Melody grinning like, I'm so proud of you.
She loves love.
Love is good.
More than 4 hours old.
Now, I heard the road is not so sexy.
No. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing love trips now.
It's like 6 or 7.
Do we still have people
6 or
making
7
love trips
hours.
right now with
But
the level of
roads were slightly better at the time.
definitely beggars to Aja? I don't think people are doing love trips from Lagos to Kano now.
I'm lost to that era.
The insecurity in Lagos.
Neither am I.
Nigeria.
I don't associate with such.
That era. So I mean so they stepped up to me in the locker room and they were like, how far now? We go chop for canteen. I'm like, so they will speak pidgin, I'll speak English. I'll be like, no, I'm not hungry. They will leave me, they will go. So one day, then I met this guy. Moto, I'm going to show you his picture. His name is Ali Zikria. Ali Zikria was my he was the guy in charge of the factory, in charge of the cleaning team.
Yeah.
He was a Pakistani guy.
Wow.
A Pakistani guy that has refused to be Pakistani British. Ali, in his mind, is convinced that he's from Lagos.
How?
Is Ali still alive?
Yes, I found Ali 15 years later. After this,
So you guys reconnected.
it was an emotional moment. I'm going to England next month,
To see him.
and he's shouting, "Listen, man, whatever they call you, I heard they call you Oga Boss. I heard they call you whatever they call you now. I'm going to tell them I used to clean ashes. I used to pack ashes. I used to be in that 45th inch extractor. These are like areas in the coffee factory. That was my guy. I'm like, Ali, a lot of things have changed, man. What do you drive now? You say you should see my Audi. You should say, I'm doing well. I'm like, after 15 years, it was so emotional. I'll show you his picture after the show. So Ali was my guy, and he just stepped up to me and was like, I know you're from Nigeria, but those guys are a bit loud. I'm like, I say, yeah, I'm from Nigeria. I said, okay. Then we started rolling. So I started introducing him to albums, Busta Rhymes, Leaders of the New School, Nas. He was like, how come I never heard hip hop like this before? I'm like, because you're basic. You like 50 Cent and, Ja Rule.
Oh my God.
I listen a lot more intricately than you do. And we became friends. Then I asked him one day, why don't we eat in the canteen? Like Nestle had a big canteen where all the staff will come in with their brown khakis and they'll sit down. And I'm like, where are the cleaners? It's like, I don't understand what's wrong with the cleaners. I'm like, why are you the only one eating here? He said, because they're scared. They feel like they're going to send them home because some people didn't have paperwork. So everything scares you when you don't have
So you
paperwork.
don't want to be seen. You don't want to be so
club,
obvious.
You don't walk sideways. You just wear your hoodie and keep moving. I'm like, this is bullshit. They said, perhaps you can be the Malcolm X of the factory. That's what Ali was saying. That's how he talks. So we went up to the hygiene manager, Kristen Sims, and I told her, good afternoon, Kristen. I work for PRN. He says, I know you. He says, can I eat in the canteen? He was like, sure. Where do you eat before? Where do you usually eat? And I'm like, we just don't bring food. He said, that's not right. That's against our policy. So go ahead and tell the other guys they can come out of hiding. So the first time that I ate in there, it was just me and Ali. And the whole PRN ganged up and in the locker room. Ugandan guy, his name is Owanga.
Yeah.
Owanga said, he's going to get us fired. Who told him that we need to eat in the room? That's for white people. Owanga is paranoid. Owanga, it took him a while. He said, my friend, you're trying to get me fired. I've been here for 11 years. I don't have papers. Don't eat with the white people.
Man, don't go cast everybody.
He said before they now ask you,
Where's your papers?
Where's your papers? Where's your... I'm like, what is this? Even the Nigerians came and like, bros, now wow. You don't like this your job? I said, why don't we eat here? That's the same reason why they will be suspect.
Did you have papers at the time?
No.
Just
my
audacity.
expired. It was just guts.
And audacity.
It was
Nigerian men have audacity.
It was just
so
audacity.
It's okay.
So the next day, Bimbo came, sat with me. We used to call him Baba. He sat with us. He was like, if they carried me back to Lagos, it's on your head. Then Femi came, and all of his...
Wait, by this time, had the Nigerian guys, had they found out that you were Nigerian?
So it was at that table that I told them. I said, told them we're moving like the rest of godless Africa. This is, well, Nigerians now. I'm Igbo.
And they were like, what?
Femi, I said, I told you. I tell you, say this guy, my boy. You understand? And so that from that day, we became, Femi works at KPMG now in Scotland. He's such a big boy.
In Scotland.
Ali is so fine. Ali has a hygiene company. Do you know how I found him? I had looked for Ali for so many years. We lost touch. That's the guy that drove me out to Heathrow when I was leaving. And he kept asking me, do you really want to leave? Why don't you stay back? Tell Miss Lagos. That's what I used to call my girlfriend there. Tell Miss Lagos to come, do school, and you guys just get married. I'm like, nah, I'm going back. I'm tired of this country. There's nothing here for me yet. Ali said, okay, no problem. Ali and I went to Notting Hill Carnival, by the way, that year at Ladbroke Grove, next to Shepherd's Bush, and we met Obi Asika and Olisa Adebo. Then Nigeria had a corner.
Storm Records.
It was amazing. And I met Obi and he said, what are you doing here? You are the heart of Thoroughbreds. What are you doing here? You should come back to Nigeria and be a solo artist. Come back. Put in work. Nato came back after his masters. Ikechukwu. There's another guy called Uzikwendo, that's coming back. Yeah, Ikechukwu's brother. That's LD. LD was signed to Storm then. Yeah. It's like, that's Jimmy Jat. He's mixing. He's a Storm artist. Come back. So that kept ringing in my head. And, I just kept walking. But you know how England is when you're doing all these menial jobs. Yeah. You're just chasing your tail. You could never really stack money properly. So, compared to a guy that has one city job, one properly structured job. Yeah. But here you just keep working tax, keeps taking everything. You're barely just paying your bills and saving a little. And it just got to a point I said, I'm tired. And after that Nestle job, I now became a tunnel guard. That's how I became an Arsenal fan. I became a tunnel guard at Highbury. So over the weekends, that was my job. I'll send you pictures, Moto. So when we edit the show, you'll be cutting in the pictures.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So that's how this entire...
What to Dari.
Yeah.
What to Dari and Kelvin.
This entire conversation of being a Ghana, liking Arsenal. I know Moto thinks we're a shit team, but I admire him and his boys from...
Listen our boys.
From Liverpool. I respect Liverpool, absolutely.
Moto is walking alone in Lagos.
Moto will be back though. Don't worry.
You know what? You want me to diss you? He's also an Arsenal fan.
I am.
Oh, he is.
He's also an Arsenal fan.
With full ground.
Three of you.
Bro.
With full ground.
Bro.
Squad.
My anger when it comes to Arsenal is crazy. When Arsenal TV, AFTV came to Lagos to record something.
Yeah.
So guys were taking pictures. I was asking Robbie certain questions. I'm like, Robbie, this is trash. So if you don't win, if you don't go for Champions League, it will be a disaster. Robbie's giving me excuses like, oh, you know how Arsenal is, we've gone through times. I say, who's not going through times? So it's the same guy that worked at Highbury and eventually transferred to the Emirates. I was a security guard, tunnel guard. Those guys that wear the green outfits.
Seriously?
Oh, yes. I did that for a year.
What was that experience like though?
It was incredible. Do you know how it feels when you stand there and Arsene Wenger walks past you?
Come on!
You just turn to Madame Tussauds waxworks.
Oh my gosh!
Or when you look around me and you're seeing the likes of Sol Campbell, you're seeing Thierry. I stood in front of Ashley Cole's house in West London shouting Cashley Cole when he was moving to Chelsea.
Yeah.
So we made flyers with and turned the Ashley to Cashley.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mocking him, yeah.
No, we were trying to mock him.
Yeah.
Bro, I've been there. I've done community service for donkey years. Every time I go to England, I still go to the Arsenal and still do community service. This is a way of life. It's such an integral family. I mean, leave trophies aside. We're not as bad as Tottenham. You know, I always throw shade. Proudly on any platform.
As you should.
Yeah.
I mean, I throw shade at Everton.
As you should.
It's fine.
Tottenham used to come and borrow trophies from us for their photo shoots. Even if it's the FA Cup. They can come and they can bring it back. You know, they can't keep it though.
Just loan it. Loan it for the pictures.
Yeah, and then so that we can
Spurs in the mode.
Yes.
But iLLBliss, thinking about it now, do you think you made the right decision coming back? And thinking about it now and seeing all the young people moving now to the UK because of the issues happening.
If I didn't move, if I didn't come back, I wouldn't be iLLBliss. The iLLBliss you know today. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be. When I came back to Nigeria,
Maybe be working at KPMG in Scotland.
Yeah, that'd been Canary
Some
Wharf.
oil boy.
Just finance. I would have been in finance. I've been at Canary Wharf, maybe in a HSBC. You know, I'm probably just admiring all of these things and telling my kids, you know, I used to rap.
Yeah.
And they look at me like, dude.
Come on, feet. Get that.
Your daughter has an accent. I don't know how it happens these days.
It's
a
starting to a
thing.
Nigerian
It's a
accent.
whole
I'm
thing.
not angry.
But
That's
people kind of
another
schools
spoil.
their
Don't spoil the
time.
That's
accent
another
now.
spoil.
I'm like, is this? I don't know. It can't be school.
Was she? Did you ever homeschool her at some point?
Oh yes.
Yes, no, that's the beginning.
My wife is, God bless
Homeschool.
her. I don't have the time. So my wife's like, come
Homeschooling.
sit down, read. So she open a book. I'm like, what did she just say? Reverence. How did she say that? She's 4. It's like, you need to teach her how to speak
Homeschooling.
properly. So
Yeah.
during COVID, she learned so much by just reading and just learning new words, you know, and spelling. She did her prize giving day. She just graduated from nursery to primary 1 and she was 2nd overall. And she was doing spoken word. I'm like, what's wrong with this school? Why is it because your father is a rapper? They now put you. And then she was not reading. Everything about Nigeria is catastrophic. I'm like, Jesus, this sounds like verses. This sounds like verses. So she's in all the
spend all your
classes.
time on social media.
That's how like these days, Illy. When people give spoken word, this is how people react. They don't
Oh wow!
practice this is
I'm learning a new one. What's it called? What is it called?
I don't even fucking know.
But that's how they appreciate them.
Wow. Oh wow.
So so I think
So
people think. Sorry, please continue.
I came back.
Yeah.
I'm still answering your
You got-
question.
yeah, yeah.
So I came back and I looked at the scene and I knew that music had changed and I knew I couldn't be the same iLLBliss that was in Thoroughbreds.
Yeah.
Can't work anymore.
No.
Because the scene had
Because
changed.
Emma was here now.
The scene had changed. Emma didn't even come.
When did you come
What
back?
year did you come back?
I came back 2008.
At the time you
Emma had
came
come
back,
Emma had come.
Who was
Emma had
buzzing?
come.
Emma had come, but
Emma had come,
he was still on
but,
the ground.
but he was still doing crowd. It was
was still-
that crowd
was crowd
mentality.
mentality.
era.
So who were the guys? Who were the guys you met when you came back?
Jimmy had put out Styling.
Yeah, at the time, and Ella Joe had destroyed
Oh, Ella
everybody.
killed out. So that was the first video set I went on when I came back from England. And I went there, and that's how I met Clarence Peters.
Styling
Yeah.
video.
That video.
Styling video.
Let's be honest with ourselves. Top 25 records in contemporary Nigerian music. Style is there.
Styling was
Wow.
such a legendary record.
Absolutely.
Actually legendary.
Maybe not.
Such a
Let's say
legendary.
top 15 possibly.
Such a
Absolutely.
legendary
Because
record.
that was a hip hop record
Yeah.
that blew up as
with two on
pop
the
was
hook.
Yeah.
It
blowing up.
was
You're
ridiculous.
so right, Moto. 2 was on the
ridiculous.
hook. It just had all the elements of everything that was
And
impossible.
also the fact that it was a DJ that put everybody together.
Yes.
It was a posse cut, right?
Yeah, it was possible.
Styling was a posse cut,
Yeah.
but it was like a Nigerian posse cut.
Yeah.
Probably maybe the first impactful,
Bro, and the beat.
bro.
You know
And
when
the
I
music
heard-
where we do
when
it
I
in
heard-
our
oh,
own.
Style it, boom. Style it.
So that's what I'm saying. Everything that our music was in at that point.
Yeah.
Whoever taught Nigeria go come educate like this. I'm like,
But that beat
elevate
sound-
like slaves. I'm just looking at Ella is eating the beat.
Ella
eating-
murked
I'm
it.
like,
Where is he now?
Ella is a businessman. He's looking for money everywhere.
all
And
business.
I'm sulking.
All business.
I'm sulking because I'm like, Ella, you know that we have unfinished business. You know that you should have given this industry
album.
music, an album. You should have just done the music that Ella still plays for me that was produced 10 years ago.
It's still
fresh.
Trumps every single thing I hear coming out of hip hop. It's not even dated. Because Ella had this black magic.
Personality, yes.
He had the personality, then he has that black magic deep baritone, and then he's spitting.
Yeah.
You understand? He's spitting like he's a proper hip hop.
Do you know
artist.
how
Yeah.
Ella Styling dropped in 07 with Definition.
Yes.
Definition. So that's another conversation we're going to have when Jimmy Jazz comes here. The man knows how to curate albums. Definition is a classic.
It is hands down.
Definition, like,
That's a lost art, too.
bro.
Curating albums.
I agree.
It's a lost art.
Yeah.
It is.
It's streaming numbers now. Shout out to Nigeria.
And TikTok
Anyway.
number.
Samurai.
and TikTok.
Please remember that all our collective features are in our hands. So please make sure you get your PVCs and vote for a better Nigeria. Okay.
Anyway,
True.
you guys, like, at the time, I listened to that record and I think that record changed something.
Oh, it did.
I think it changed something because
It did.
it was like the last. It was like lost art.
Do you know how many
Excel was saying.
awards that piece
Styling.
of that record?
Styling
got?
won a Channel Music Awards, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Do you know how many plaques? Ella was getting the headies. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't even have an official single.
No,
You go to his-
Styling was a
Was a moment.
It was a moment.
Every-
Was a moment.
And he gave the rappers confidence.
He did.
So it was like these two rappers, okay, with Two-Face on the hook, and then Jimmy.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is Styling the first time we got the proper
Rappers
rapper
and
singer on the
sing-
hook song?
No.
Yes.
No.
No. Well, I can't.
No.
I'm not sure.
So
I'm not sure.
Styling was 07.
Mhm.
The first one that really broke grounds
Was?
I'm going to go back to Nice and Rugged Man, which was 06. That's 06. That was one that really broke
that's a
through.
classic.
Yeah, that's a classic.
No, but
man. There was
what about Too
Idris.
Short and
no, minus 2 shots even. There was a Tribesman record that
The
had
group.
There was a Tribesman record that had what's her name on the hook?
Was it as impactful? though?
Asiko
No, it wasn't as impactful.
No.
It wasn't as impactful.
Okay.
But then there were Tetula records on Morning Time. There were rap records
Okay,
with
there were
song
rap
rap
records.
hooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe not as impactful
Not
as
as
say
impactful.
Styling. Styling was
Very
normally
impactful.
at the time. It
Yeah.
was easier for hip hop records to blow up in 2000
Yeah.
and 07.
Yes,
What was
definitely.
What did Styling do to you?
Styling just gave me, like, when I came back from England, they were editing the video.
Oh,
So I went to DJT's studio with Jimmy and Ella, and I saw the edit being done, and I looked at it, and I met Clarence again there. And Clarence,
where did you meet Clarence for the first time? Just
on set. On the set.
Okay, sure.
Clarence was there. He was supervising work, calibrating the cameras. He was all over the place, trying to get the set ready. That graffiti side of the video, he was supervising the painting. So I asked Ella, I said, "Who's that guy?" I said, "That's that Clarence Peters guy. I told you." So Clarence came up and he was like, "Oh my God, you're iLLBliss. I am a big fan of your music. I want to work with the Breads at some point, And I just told him, I said, we should speak soon. A few weeks later, I met up with him, and he said he had a label. I'm like, but how do you fund these things? How do you have artists when you're barely also trying to come up? He's like, he's trying to get an office in Omole. And then it was at LTV we met.
Okay.
Yes, we have a common friend, Ayo Banjo. So
That's Ayo Banjo.
yes, Ayo Banjo is a living legend that is never spoken about as much. But
That's Ayo.
Yeah.
Ayo Banjo is the guy that I saw crowd mentality on his system. That's the guy that shot videos for 5 mics and ferocious in his office
Wow.
Oh, it's shouldn't.
with just some Kino Flow lights and just the basic camcorder. Rooftop MCs. He's responsible for a lot of their visuals before Clarence took over because he went to UI with Rooftop MCs. So Banjo's he's a Christian rapper. He used to rap, so he pushed a lot. So even while I was in England, Banjo was the one that kept telling me, "Toby, don't give up. Don't give up. You need to keep making music. You need to keep trying."
Say don't give
Who was
up.
producing you in England?
Jonah the Monarch.
Huh?
Yeah. I couldn't afford the producers. So Jonah would make the beats MP3 and send it to me. I had this friend called Ibe Ananaba. Shout out to Ibe. Ibe would go to Jonah's Mopo 20 Barracks studio in GRA, collect the beats on a hard drive, come to his own office at Insight and send it to me. When on my way back from work, I'll stop at the cafe, download the beats, write, then get on a train to an area called Wood Green, which had a studio. Wood Green, Turnpike Lane. There was a studio there. And that's how I met Ian Carter, my English engineer, Irish guy. I recorded 9 songs in 3 hours. And at some point he said, "You need to stop." What is it with you and Nigerians? What is with you Nigerians? Like we come here and you guys 3 hours you have an album. I have a rock punk band and we barely can put 2 songs together in 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, because
no, that's a difference.
And we're like,
Hunger, bro.
our energy
bro.
is mad. Our energy is crazy. He's like, you're doing everything. You're kicking the hooks. You're doing the verses. You're doing the backups. I'm telling you, let me clean it up. You're like, leave it. I like it rough like that. So I kept recording, sending music back home, but just never promoting it in Nigeria because I didn't have the structure. So
who was managing you when you go back?
No, nobody. I was by myself.
Nobody ever managed you.
No, people did. At some point, Now Music came in.
I know that.
I said, let's take it from here, Illy. You've worked so hard. We need to position you. I just sadly never had enough time because I was working. When I came back, I got a job.
Where? At the bank?
Planet One. I never went back to banking. There's this spot that used to be called Planet One.
Yeah.
That was the hottest spot in on the mainland. It's not so far from here.
Yeah.
At some point. So I was the events manager. I found my offer letter the other day. And I was looking at it. I'm like, this is...
How much are you getting paid at the time?
This is dismal. I was about 200K.
That's not
what?
Yeah, about 200K.
That's a lot of
And I
money.
had a drinking tab. So people will come. All my drinks were 50% off. So all the industry heads.
Plan One was big that time.
No,
Really
it was.
big.
Wait, you were earning 200,000 naira in 06.
That's
if you're
a
earning
lot.
200,000 naira now, you are still not doing badly. Do you understand?
Our money's gone to shit.
You're
man.
doing badly.
No, bro.
200K
I mean,
now.
you won't die. But
200k now.
You won't
200K
die.
now. No, 200K now. You're good.
You're fine.
You know, see when HR, they people they post for Twitter.
shout out to all the
Bro.
200 grand and more earners.
Almost 200 grand is money.
It is actually.
Ah.
It is.
So I walked in
As
Planet
iLLBliss
One.
will say, you wait on money, you go give you salary.
They go give us salary.
I forget sometimes like this is wild.
I've been bragging all my life. Jesus.
Bro!
But that's one reason why I want to
bragging.
learn how to
You
speak.
wait on money, you go give you lightweight.
That's one reason why I want to learn how to speak Igbo. I want to be bragging. I was bragging about containers.
Containers.
And that, but you know, he has a record that contains.
Container!
And motto, how I became that Igbo boy was, so I started, before I joined Planet One, I started looking for work. Wednesday Guardian, that was the job spot. I was applying, trying all my best just to get back into paid employment. When I came back with some money, saved in sterling, eventually finished. My wife started holding me down.
Miss Lagos.
Yes, Miss Lagos.
First of all,
Miss
shout out
Lagos.
to Miss Lagos.
No,
Shout out to Miss
Miss
Lagos.
Lagos used to work at Storm.
I know.
She worked at Storm. Yeah, worked at Storm for about
And she was a
year.
rapper.
And she rapped.
Whoa, your
Oh,
wife
no,
is a music head.
Again, I'm going to send you guys tracks.
Please.
So that when it gets to this point, we pause so that you hear bars.
Shout out to that.
Wait.
Yeah.
Your wife used to rap.
Oh, yes.
But she never dropped it officially.
She's an Ada. In Igbo,
First daughter.
she's first daughter.
First daughter.
So
Too much
Ada,
responsibility.
no,
Too
you'd be
much.
like, so when I'm rapping, what will second and fourth do? Like all my other sisters.
Yeah,
But
too
guess
much
what?
responsibility.
Her
Too
brother
much.
rapped.
Oh, yes. Chuka raps. Chuka is, Dasuki rapped. Still raps when he gets his corporate self up.
When he's tired of making money.
When he's bored.
One
He'll be like,
time,
I think I should do a
shout out
conscious
to
LP.
Chuka
I'm like,
Obi.
why are you conscious?
Black Godzilla.
Why you doing all this black doing
Shout out to
things?
Chuka
Leave it
Obi.
for the real rappers to do.
Another OG.
I mean,
Shout out to Chuka Obi.
no, Chuka. That's how I met my wife. So I met Chuka first when he was with the group Caliphate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so we met at Rhythm. Shout out to LD Extra Large.
That's
We met on LD Extra Large's show when Rhythm wasn't at Amadu Bello Way. It was in Lekki Epe Express. So Jakande.
So Chuka will be introduced you to his sister.
Yeah, so I went to see Chuka in
Then you
his
saw
crib
his sister.
in Falagra, and then they want babe. I said no, Chuka.
How did he let you? Because guys never let their friends.
No, because Chuka is like that. Chuka is.
He just said, "Don't go near my
He
sister."
never did.
Mad.
Even when we started dating, it took me a while before I told him. I said, Chuka, I'm dating your sister, but I want to marry her. So before you
Start shouting.
you know when you meet your wife, I knew I was going to marry that chick when we met. And I asked her,
Men do that.
no, I asked her questions. The way she responded, like, nah.
Agenda.
She just I just said, no, this one is wife. Then I was a banker now. I'll be stunting. Sharp tie from tie rack. See the suits now. The shoes, you just pull up. You see the car banker will pull up in Fagonwa Hall in Unilag. No, shout out to Fagonwa Hall. Shout out to
Why would you like?
Yes.
I caught kites.
I caught
I'm dying.
full blown. And then the
You
swag,
like
you all,
girls.
I'll be going there, I'll be like, geez, you've seen cars pulling up, whips, chicks coming out of cars. Just then the hottest phones were like some flip Motorola.
Samsung.
Chicks had
Blade.
chicks
Hello,
had
Moto.
Torayas. Chicks had blades.
Motorola Razor.
They had razors. They had everything.
Hello, Moto.
Yeah. And so
Yeah,
that's
we are old.
so we met and then we started dating. But I just always been praying I would always get a calm-headed girl that didn't really give a flying fuck about fame. Like my wife is bored. She's like, why do people do this? Like she says, your community, your industry is exciting. then she will leave. Then she will leave it. She's like on the gram. She's looking for chefs. DIY people that can fix roofs and do textured walls because she's very creative. She draws, she paints, so she's like, I'm looking for different things. All these naked girls on the gram, it's up to them. They're looking for a different thing.
Hashtag explore page.
But wait, the funny thing is, every time I see your wife on the gram, or every time I see your wife on the gram or on social media, it's because she posted her.
Yeah,
she's never.
No, she's not interested. She's like, you're the go be the rapper. Red carpet is a problem. You're standing on the carpet with a chick, fully fly dressed. Then you're like, okay, so I came to the awards with my wife and she's not there. Then I'm looking at you, see at a distance, she's like,
do your thing.
What you need to do. So you're moving on, you're like, we need to do a photo. She's like, why are we doing a photo shoot again? Why are we? Is it, babe, we need to have a conversation about real estate. Well, we need to own our own houses. We need to. So my wife, she's progressive without putting you under pressure. She's not, so, and it helped me a lot more too. Because when I came back from England, I knew I had a relationship. Let me tell you guys the truth. I came back to marry that chick. Because my friends in England, I have some of the dumbest, funniest friends in England. I had this friend called Thomas Okonji. Thomas would be like, you.
The stammer.
Still, they call Nigeria.
The man was like, hug this Afrobeat.
Lagos. No, the F up. Try find one Polish girl where you go marry now. Just pay £7,000. You go just sort out your paperwork. I said, Thomas, I'm going home, man. I can't marry here. He's like, okay. So I mean, Tom held me down. That's one of the guys I lived when I was in England, and when I was didn't have a house, I didn't have a job, So balance. So when people ask me, "Okay, boss, how do you achieve that?" They don't really know that behind every boss there's a boss queen. There's some chick standing there, helping you mop up all your Igbo people call it nzuzu or your stupidity.
Oh yeah, nzuzu.
They just all the shit you want, all the mistakes you probably want to make, you run it. He said, babe, I'm going to jump out of the bridge because it's going to give us buzz. And she's looking at you. I remember the Jan Olaya video.
Yeah.
Jan Olaya. By the way, my uncle, when my dad died, let me give you guys a story about Jan Olaya. When my dad died in 2017, right? And so there was this day, we went to bury my dad in Ekiti State. My dad is buried in Ekiti State. So we went to Ekiti State to drop stuff like the cows and the shit. And then I had to come back to Akure to get my shoes because I forgot. I was crying. And then we had to drink beer because I had pricked my shoes. And then we would sleep at the house. Then morning we go to the mortuary and speak my dad. It was still on those days. And then Jawalaya comes up. My uncle was crying. When we went to the mortuary that day.
When you just said Jawalaya.
And just said Jawalaya, he had drank like 3 bottles of beer. I'm not fucking joking. This was at you know that place on the way to my mom's house, right? That place where the road is bad. So to the left, there's a bar there. And it's just, oh my God. I'm in trouble. I just saw someone stand up. Shit. This man was over 40.
God bless you.
Breaking his back. So I have
one day liquidity.
Yes, it was.
One day
liquidity.
No, one day liquidity.
You know the man that was driving the SUV that he drove home to go to the hotel. Right?
That's the guy.
You know the funny thing about the first line in that song? He just kicked in one day liquidity. So we're in the lab. Me, Suspect is recording the vocals. Ricardo landed from a show in Abuja and came to the Capitol office so we could record on a Sunday. So he's like, boss, before we record, I just need you to know something.
Who's that now?
Ricardo.
He
said, lyrically, boss, these kids are learning, you're a beast. Because I had done a song with him called Kingin. that was for a producer called Dre Beats.
Yeah,
so we
shout out
did
to
it.
Dre Beats.
Yes, shout out to Dre Beats. And Osage told me you need to look out for this Ricardo. Shout out to Metal Chick. Osage is
Shout out to
Osage is living Queen legend. OG. She's seen it all. She knows where all the dead bodies are buried.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
She does.
You know, so,
And she doesn't talk shit.
And she doesn't. She's on meta.
One happy.
And that's why I'm scared of her.
Yeah.
I'm really
Sags
scared
is always
of
just smiling and just saying, "Illy boy, we'll get this bag." And then there's a gleam in her eye. I'm like, "How do you know we'll get this bag?"
But she's getting back.
But she's getting the bag.
Shout out to Osage one time.
Osage, bring the bag.
Yeah, so no, she will. Sags, she always shows up with a bag.
Shout out to
So
Osage.
Osage said, "Look out for this Ricky boy. He's going to go far." So he said, "Boss, but you see this record? We need to take it. It's a soft record." So he said, "You know why my generation is daft?"
Who said that?
Ricardo.
God damn.
He said the way they process music, you can't bombard them.
That is fucking crazy.
So and I said, "Okay."
Shout out to him for recognizing that.
Yeah, that's Ricky.
That is fucking crazy.
That's
no wonder the guy makes fire music.
Oh,
Even
yes.
when it's not
No,
going
Ricky's
through,
old soul now.
Even when the song
fantastic
is not like a
music.
hit
Yeah.
song, it's good music.
Ricky's old soul. He's not moved by times. So I said, okay, so like one liquidity. He said, boss, stop. Two words.
Can you imagine?
With a ball, with simplicity.
Simplicity.
Live it
Wow.
like that, boss.
What?
Oga boss, you know,
He
Ricky
A&R'd
standard.
the record,
That's
basically.
Ricky A&R'ing me on my fifth album.
He aired out the record.
but it was gracious for you to listen.
No,
Most people wouldn't have listened.
Moto, see, what people don't understand is like I always stand and I listen. I listen because I don't know
Like,
it
say, what
all.
are you doing? Can you
Don't
just
worry.
focus?
Focus.
You
Continue.
know that it's not focused.
I don't know it all. I don't know how the vibes. Sometimes the vibe. I'll call him and say, Moto, I think the vibe is changing. I don't know what to do next.
Yeah.
Melody, what are you listening
Yeah.
to? Melody, you say, oh, there's this new chick. I broke this record. There's this other girl. The first time I saw Dooney,
Yeah.
you talking about her. I think he tweeted something.
Oh, do you need the
Yes.
producer?
Yes.
Mad.
Yeah. So, and I know where she stands when it comes to young talent
Dooney's
and
elite,
unknown talent and unknown and emerging. So Ricky and I went through, and he's like, boss, if you tried, then he now got into the booth and recorded his part. So I did my verses. So Suspect was laughing. I was like, so it took Ricardo to cut down your intensity.
Yeah, that's
So,
what
something like a cricket. He'll
Yeah.
come out and tell you, you're rapping two words. Wisdom, finally.
Shout out to Suspect.
Dance shout out to Suspect.
Yeah,
That's
Suspect.
my brother.
But that's
Neteru.
No, it was.
What?
It was.
Mr.
And
I's
Mr.
first
said,
line.
I dey ball like champagne.
I with the ball like champagne.
That was
with the ball like
That's all.
That guy will call me from, oh God, from
Easy.
some of the strangest countries, Norway, some funny places. I'm like, Illy, wait, make a video call you, make you see what's in there. I'm about to perform Jamala, I see the reaction. Like those boys showed me so much love, and guess how he got on the song? I sent the finished song to my good friend DJ Edu from One Extra.
Shout out to Edu.
No,
Shout out to DJ Edu. Shout out to Edu.
Edu's
man.
been holding
Shout
me
out to
down,
DJ Edu, man.
holding me down through careers.
Shout out
Edu
to DJ
is, oh my God, so responsible for a huge percentage of what Afrobeats became.
I know, 1000%.
Destination Africa, 10
Yeah.
p.m., BBC One Extra.
Mm.
Everybody now.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the timing wasn't right because
Yeah.
it was Sunday,
Yeah.
but it was a syndicated
Yeah.
show.
It was.
You understand? So everybody was hearing this weird music coming out of Africa.
So it was years before.
So this
Yeah,
was
dude.
this was
And it's
years.
still-
This
still has
was
the African accent till
Edu
now.
is sitting there now. It's Wednesday night.
Yeah.
You understand? So Edu put us on, put Chidima on with KDK, Emini Bola.
Welcome to
We're
Chidima.
going to
Let's
get to that.
don't
We'll get to that.
and you please
We'll
don't,
get-
let's
we're
not
getting
jump.
to the capital. You
Please, do you understand?
You
Let's
got
not
the show.
jump.
You don't got the show by 8:30.
This show will be.
We're talking about
Why
Mr.
they go
Easy
wait?
now. Let's not go to
I
Chidima.
beg you.
They go wait.
Please. So, Mr. Easy, let's not jump to Chidima. We're going there.
So Edu's heard the record and said, "This is fire." Oh, Illy, you're back. This is fire. But I'll call you tomorrow. Let me listen through the night. First thing in the morning, Edu called me and said, "I think you need to put Mr. Easy on this record."
And that was heat, Mr. Easy.
Yeah, I said I don't know him that well. I say, hold up. Sent me a number. Say, call him. Tell him you're from Edu. I DJ for him all the time. For the
Edu used to DJ for.
yeah. Edu put Ice Prince on the wireless stage
Whew.
at is it Croydon Wireless or something. These were the first contemporary forays that Afrobeat made. Like Oleku, was an anthem in that one extra
Wireless
office in
Festival.
central London.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like he put everybody on. No, you wouldn't land in England from Wiz to David. Is it Skelewu? Is it Tiwa? Is it like the Maven dynasty? Like he literally put everybody on. Then he will come. Kenyans vex for Edu. He's a Kenyan.
Yeah, no.
They the vex for him. They're like, dude, every time you pack trains coming from Africa to England, he's filled with Nigerians.
West Africans.
West Africans. Edu would get BBC. He would fight for a budget and get BBC to come down to Nigeria to shoot one extra on your streets. This is Africa. That's the first time I saw Joe Boy. You understand? Like,
The BBC is now one thing I like BBC for is they're placing him. They like when I interviewed him, it was because they placed him at the center of their Afrobeats conversation.
yes, they know.
So that was I like that.
You were happy.
I like
They place who now?
DJ Edu.
DJ Edu, okay.
I interviewed him like 2 years ago, and I was like, okay.
And
I
just
get- I like
for the
this.
records, Edu will never take £1 from you. He did all
Pure
of this
passion.
all for the love of Afrobeat. He just saw an industry that was growing.
That's ridiculous.
So when everybody will be like, if Edu was taking money from him, I was speaking to him 2 days ago, I'm like, Chinedu. That's what I call him. Chinedu with the EDU at the end.
Yeah.
I say, Oga Chinedu, it is time for you to also now do your own documentary. You need to catalog your stories.
Yeah.
Edu, everybody is passed through
that's
Edu.
ridiculous.
Bro, I don't know how to explain it, but that 8th floor on the BBC at the BBC office in central London is Afrobeat.
Shout out to him. Shout out to
That
DJ
was him. That was him. He sold it, he pushed it, and he made us start to get traction. He was the one that started playlisting African music. That's how we got into the building. So when conversations happen today and you don't hear Edu's name pop up,
It's
as
just
loud as
weird,
it should,
right?
You just have a lot of weird people moving around, twisting around the conversation.
Twisting the
like,
stories.
Oh my God, Afrobeats, like we came up with it. I'm looking at the guys there's a new documentary. I'm not sure you guys have even seen. It's not out, but I'm seeing the guys at the O2, the technical director for the O2, speaking about how they opened up the doors to Africa. So it's beginning to look like they brought they brought Christianity to Africa. Africans were making music, trying to sell the music from joints like
Why not?
Tantalizers? I think there's a Tantalizers in Thamesmead. They were trying to sell, it was flyers. I gave out flyers at some point as one of my hustles. You know those guys when you get off the train, they're giving you flyers. Come check out this concert.
Come on,
this
you work
Jamaican
there.
No, I'm a hustler.
Hustle.
Even real estate, I'll carry pamphlets and put in my backpack. They'll show you a street with 400 houses. So you're dropping it door to door. 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, even number here, odd number here. So bro, this is why I'm grounded. This is why no team can move faster than I can. This is why when I started to sign and develop artists, I couldn't condone lateness. I
couldn't condone some behaviors.
I could not know some same behaviors were retarded as far as I was concerned. I'm
Come
sorry
on.
to use that word.
Oh
because-
my God!
Yeah. You are in trouble.
Tolani, don't do this. Don't hit the ground.
One liquidity.
You see, I'm retarded.
I remember the first time I heard the song, I was like, what? Who starts a verse with one
The liquidity.
What is this?
Blame it on Ricardo.
Bro!
Blame it on Ricardo.
Shout out to Ricardo.
The buga was too much.
It was too much.
It was too
Something like
much.
the
It was and the beat was pounding. The collaborations were too heavy. You should have split these guys on 2 different records.
No.
But it worked.
But
It worked beautifully.
So it was crazy.
Who produced that record? Anyway.
Tune X, same guy that
Baby, tune it.
made Bank a lot. Chukwa Gozigogi. He's made a lot of records.
Shout out to you, iLLBliss. Talking about when you started
Yes, babe.
managing artists or when you started your own company.
Might as well.
You might as well, and you start seeing the retarded attitudes.
Before we get there. So,
Fool.
Just for the records, before we get to that.
So,
Wait.
No, you have to say something.
No, just for the records. Let's let Moto speak.
No,
Just for the records there. If you come from where I'm coming from, when nothing was ever given to me, I'm always paranoid about failing. Paranoid about showing up and then even cuss calling and saying I can't make it. Just never take media for granted.
iLLBliss, I'm sorry to cut you short. I need to
babe.
say this.
Okay, babe.
Excel and I had a conversation today.
Okay.
Excel kept calling me I told you that they were calling, but I didn't tell you who, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except kept calling me since yesterday, like, Melody,
Are
have
sure?
you confirmed iLLBliss?
Yeah.
I told him one sentence. I said, I called iLLBliss. He didn't pick up and he has not confirmed, but I can tell you he won't miss the interview.
Yeah,
I said,
she said
iLLBliss
that.
never cancels.
She said that.
God
She
bless
said
your
that.
I said,
soul.
iLLBliss
God bless
never
your soul.
cancels.
She said
God
that.
bless your soul. I've cancelled a couple of times, but
But
it was like this.
It has to be like really bad. Like for me, he's
Do you
always
know,
on time.
Today is my daughter's birthday.
Yes.
Yes, she turns
Such a
5.
Five today.
sitting on my chest.
Yeah.
She's 5 today. I
Shout out
left them
Sochi.
in. I left
That's
them in
top 10
school.
Bliss records, by the way. Rest.
Thank you. Rest.
10.
I left them in school and I told my wife I'm going to do a pause. First of all, babe, you can't be setting interviews now. I'm supposed to take time out for lunch. I'm like, babe, I need to do this. Then I need to go to NYC camp. You see, track it. It's relationships.
Yeah.
I don't even have music out. I'm not even pushing anything. So this is not a campaign.
Yeah.
This is
No,
just-
we're about to get into that because
Yeah.
you have now evolved. We'll get into that in front. It's still there in
God.
front. You have now evolved. You are bigger than music now.
Yeah.
You're Odogwu Malay also. No, it's true.
Sometimes.
You're Odogwu Malay also. You're
said
bigger than
sometimes.
music now.
Sometimes.
It's not sometimes.
So I'm about to go into where
Yeah, go.
I'm about to go into iLLBliss and suspect creation
No,
of
before we
company
get-
and
go,
Clarence
go,
and
go.
all of that. Where do you want to go before we get
We're
there?
going to talk about the first album, right?
Okay.
Okay.
The first album was people didn't expect iLLBliss and Terry G to be making a record.
Yeah.
It wasn't cool, right? And then that was where I remember a friend of mine called Michael. It was the one that told me that iLLBliss is going to be the only person in this generation that will be here in 10 years.
Wow.
Michael
Wow.
Ogushaki. Shout out to him. I didn't like you at the time because I thought,
wow.
how dare he
Do what now?
How can he
be
switch?
making a commercial record?
How can he
Who
switch
the
like
fuck
this?
does he think he is?
And
No,
this-
for real, that's why.
And the song worked.
Bro,
He overworked.
let
He
me-
did.
so that was
He did.
why I liked You Go Wound.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like. I didn't like it. I
Yeah.
didn't want to listen to it. Even though I respected the beats.
Yeah.
But
Terry.
I never
Shout out
liked
to
the
Terry
record.
G.
That Igbo boy.
Bro, right?
Motto. I went to Alaba. Got on a bus.
Yeah, I remember this.
That was
story.
how.
I went to Alaba. They slept on everything that I recorded. You know, all those tracks from England,
Mhm.
they were very socially relevant.
Yes.
They were deep. They were
Yeah.
quite deep. So they were not connecting with.
There were two black
Market.
dots.
They were too black. Yes, a combination
black
of
dots.
Thought, Nas, and and vintage Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So
And
like
then,
this is not African.
then-
Dostoevsky.
yeah, they were eating abacha and telling me, "What's this?" One particular
In Alaba?
guy- Yes.
Yeah.
They listen top down.
Give me one here.
8 tracks. You know what they told me? They said, "Nna nwoke ichokwu icho ikpe ego." As in,
Do you
what
want
are
to
you-
make money? Do you want to
are
make
you
money?
really- what are you here for? Because that was the Spotify.
Oh
of
god,
that.
shout out to Alaba.
That was Spotify of them. Talk that shit.
Spotify.
Let's break that shit down.
Yeah.
People don't understand why that makes sense.
Alaba.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Shout out to
The
Osage.
power.
Shout out to Osage. Osage says
Yeah.
Nigeria was the first on so many trains, but we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Bro, playlisting. That was Nigeria.
Yes.
That was Alaba.
Alaba
now.
mix.
Those cities they used to do
Alaba
walk in
mix.
traffic now. It was playlisting.
Alaba mix.
Distribution.
It was playlisting.
That was fucking Alaba.
Yes.
Till today,
Yeah.
Alaba distributes
Mix
films
CDs.
better than. Till today, Alaba distributes films better than Nollywood.
Bro.
If a Nollywood film comes out, Alaba does French version.
Yeah.
Are you
Swahili.
joking?
What?
Bro.
French version, Swahili version. They distribute it way before the distributor has dubbed it. Way before the production company has dubbed it.
please
It
go on.
don't enter streets.
Okay. So
You went to Alaba and they're like, do
So
you want
I
to
went
make money?
I went to Alaba and they said, these records that you have,
Mm-hmm.
they sound foreign. These things they don't sound like stuff that, can work here.
Yeah.
So I went for 4 marketers. They didn't like it. They just said, you want make, you go pay, we'll produce 5,000 copies. That's the least deal. And that was the kind of deals like the big artists they didn't believe in had. So I said, okay, can you do for me what Tijo is doing for Modo? He say that one they sell. I make money. So I went to a guy called Ike the Don. Shout out to him. He was distributing Rooftop MCs, Infinity, Midnight Crew. And he sat me down and said something to me. He said, listen, I understand exactly where you're coming from. Like I know all your influences, I can hear them. You're really a dope rapper, but you will not make money.
Fuck.
So I need you to go and look for a guy called Terry G. I just commissioned a new mix from 13 new DJs, and Terry G starts all the mixes. sits in the middle
Puraka.
and ends
Terry G.
the compilation.
Terry G.
Tolani, do you know what it is for? Sorry to cut you short. For do you know it's for them to compile a CD?
Terry G.
You know, back in the day, right?
Yeah.
All these things that we take for granted, and just sorry to cut you short. You know how we spoke about the art of putting together a body.
Yeah, creating
your album, right? That is just seconding what this person just spoke about, how they compile the CD and in their compilation Terry just starts, stays in the middle and also finishes. They understand the art of it.
Yeah.
Like this person can start. These days, people don't talk about the kind of song that should start an album. Just put everything anywhere.
Yeah.
One of the unspoken rules about A&R is, aside finding an artist, scouting, mixing them with the right producer, yada yada yada, making songs that you know are commercially viable. It's one. It's
Is
one
it unspoken? I thought people isn't that a thing?
in these parts.
Yeah.
Like it's a bit unspoken. Nobody mentions it like that.
We know. Yeah.
But
true.
it's one of your jobs, because
your-
especially if
your
you're in a label, the label is there to make money.
Yeah.
So they want great music,
Yeah.
of course, but they also
But-
want music that.
Then bring the cheddar.
And what that guy did, that was what that guy did for
I
Ili.
swear down, he didn't know what he was doing. He
That's
was
what that guy
eating,
did for Ili.
and he says, "Bro, Jetcho Terry G.
Say Jetcho, can't look for Terry.
Jetcho Terry G. Put him on the chorus. Don't do a hip hop beat.
And this Terry G still in Uju.
He said, "Don't
Terry
do."
G in Iju.
Still in Iju.
Iju
Shaga.
Shaga. What's
He said,
the name?
"Don't do
What's
a
the name
hip
of that
hop beat."
estate again? I forgot.
I
the
can't
name.
remember.
remember.
the name of the
So yeah, I went to see Terry. So I walked into his studio. Terry was like, "God, boss, what thing we could do? Which kind of jam?" So Terry opened up, brought out his keyboard and started. Like it.
And
No,
Terry,
no.
Terry,
No.
because I've interviewed Terry when I was in Mumbai, he has very fond memories of this day. He
Oh,
didn't
no.
believe it.
Do you know the?
He said they told him iLLBliss was here. I was like, nah.
Nah, he didn't believe it.
He didn't believe
when he
it.
came out, he was like, "Baba, give me my keyboard. Give me his keyboard." You know the first thing he played, I'm like, nah.
That's
stop
not
it,
what I came
stop it,
for.
Stop it, bro. Stop
But
it.
wait, that goes to show the versatility of Terry G.
No,
Terry-
because everybody is a product of hip hop. That's what it shows.
Yeah,
One, Terry G had written R&B records for Phase.
of course.
Loves hip hop.
Yes,
Yes, Terry G started
Like
at-
proper R&B record.
proper R&B records
Yes.
for Phase.
Yeah,
Then can produce hip hop.
yeah.
One of the first
Nah,
Terry-
Terry-
one of
Terry
the
G
first
is
Terry G
something
records
else.
that blew up was that record. What's the title of that record? The record that dropped alongside Terry G. Wanna G.
remember.
It's an R&B record that dropped. I can't remember.
Terry was a monster.
Yeah.
You know when he started, then he said, boss, you want this Alamba. He
Alanta.
said, isn't that this Alanta you want? He said, no, now. Boss, you know, go work. I said to work. I said, this is what we do.
That's also a purist though.
What does enough space mean in Yoruba? He said, aye, pogo. I said, aye, pogo. Omo, enough space. So I don't know how you're going to weave it together, but this is what I want. Moto, don't forget, I was coming from purist hip hop. So I felt like crossing over to Lamba needed to still have sense.
Yeah.
So that Aye Bogo was philosophical. It was still me just on a Lamba.
You needed
beat.
substance.
I needed substance. Then I knew it was a gamble. It might not work because it could be too serious for a club record. But I'm like, heck, I'll try. Terry said I should give him 1 hour. Then I was working at Ultima Studios. So I went back to work. Around 12 midday, Terry pulled up in his Honda. I said I should come and listen to something. I sat in his car and he played the beat and played the chorus. The chorus was already on the beat. I said, what? I said, is this my record? And the first lines just came to my head. I drop people, boy. Everybody talk. Some say iLLBliss had a lot of guts. That was me still struggling with cadence, struggling with message. I had put out Okwa, that Igbo boy chilling in the club, and a lot of radio stations shut it down. Somebody called me and said, you have a lot of nerve coming to Lagos and trying to propagate your culture. They won't play this record.
Damn.
Why?
Shout out to Chris Ubossi,
Shit.
the owner of Beat FM and the Mega Electrics group. He was at Cool FM then.
Yeah.
He would call Bemi and tell Bemi. Then Bemi was at Cool FM. Play me that Okwa, that Igbo boy. That song makes me happy. Chris Ubossi is, like, for me, in my eyes, living legend.
He's a legend.
Regardless of
It's
that,
not even.
he is.
He's
No,
a legend.
I have my monthly.
Chris was his OG.
I have my monthly Oga Chris record. Caesar. That's what I call him. I said, boss. He said, Chapo, keep growing. I'm here. Do you know how many stations I own? No. If it's only the Megalectrics group that play you in
You'll be
this
fine.
game, you're fine.
You'll be
Don't
fine.
worry. Also, don't forget we're across the country. So that's the guy. Whenever I looked at him, I say, but this is who I really want to be like. Like, I really want to be like Obi
A
Asika.
boss.
Like a boss.
A
I don't
real
want to be a
boss.
rapper.
Let's go into that, right?
Yeah.
Nigeria is a fucked up country.
Oh, yeah.
Outside the country, we're going to say we are brothers and shit.
Yeah.
But you
At
are
home.
not playing a record.
Yeah.
Just because an Igbo person.
I wasn't even rapping in Igbo Moto. The verses were
fucking
pidgin
crazy.
and little. I was even scared to rap in Igbo.
Why?
No. It was because it wasn't. We felt we would fail here. Don't forget, I came from the southeast. I came from a place where it wasn't cool. Like, how were you going to rap in Igbo in Lagos, where you were hearing records from from Tony Tetwila, Rough, Rugged and Raw, Tribesmen, and I just didn't hear that Igbo record that was defining. So all I could do was say, Okwa, that Igbo boy chilling in the club. Why you talking like you don't like Aish? When Aish come on radio, you just dey maga. All of this is pidgin. It's not Igbo.
It's just the fact that he kept saying that.
It's just the
Igbo
fact
boy.
that Okwa, that, and Chris Ubos, he kept rotating that record and kept rotating it and kept rotating it. I went to various stations. They slept on it. I shot the video.
Ili, what was it like for you to?
But I was a banker, so I didn't feel. No,
You and-
I'd stopped being. That was banking was then.
You
I
were
had
working
come
at
back and I
Planet
was
One.
working at Planet One, so I had a job.
Yeah.
So I wasn't under a
Any
lot of
pressure
pressure
to make money.
Then I did You Go Wound. Sorry, I'll come back
Yeah,
to you.
no,
Then I
no.
did You Go Wound, and I met Clarence, and Clarence said, "I have two artists, Kel and Suspect. Put them on the record." Yes, Kel was coming from LASU, third year economics. The day shot as she was just finishing exams, so she came through, and we recorded it in BLX studio near OK Japan's shop. Yeah.
Fuck!
Yes, that's where.
Fed up. Shout out, OK Japan.
Shout out to OK Japan
OG.
for supplying us
Let
with
Jackman come and give us
Another
money.
OG.
amazing equipment. Give us
Electronics
lights.
Give us
OG.
money.
Yes, and give us more electronics OG. You know, so, and we finished. And when we finished shooting You Go Wound, Clarence shot You Go Wound with DJT's kits and 22,000 naira. Yeah. Then I was working at that was the day I started work at Planet One. I remember running up the staircase, opening my t-shirt, Igbo boy, then went to the mic. Frenzy made the beat, Bliss wrote the raps. That was when crunk music was what was buzzing then. I did that record. That record went ahead to win at the SMVAs for best hip hop video. And that was the night I met Nas. That's the night I got to that show. I didn't want to go to that show. Shout out to Bayo Omishore.
Shout out to OG, man.
Bayo calls me and say, Ili, every time is your opportunity, you shy away. Don't be like the rest of them. Don't be don't be a retarded hip hop artist. Be glorious.
God damn.
I showed up at a
damn.
co-hotel. He took me. I got a picture with Nas. And he's like, this is a huge, we've been following you from Illmatic. He did such a beautiful introduction. Nas was like, yo, you're one of the, I saw your video. Your video is golly, man. That's real. The rest of the videos were a bit, but we'll see. So, do you know what that did for me?
You watched my video.
In uni, I had Illmatic and it was written. Posters, Nas posters. I was such a groupie. You understand? I have lyric like for days.
Now you're meeting him.
And then I'm seeing him
face
and
to
I'm
face.
like,
And he's saying he watched your
And he's
video.
telling
and then
him-
he's saying, I saw your video. I just passed out. Things were happening in my head. I didn't know what was happening. I got to the award. I didn't have a seat. Eco Hotel. I had 4 interviews on the red carpet. My man, MGB, will tap me on the back and say, don't worry, Ili. After tonight, you see what will happen. I didn't understand where he was getting all that energy from because I knew I wasn't going to win. So I'm sitting next to Kel and Suspect and Kenny Ogumwe, and all of a sudden, and the winner is iLLBliss, You Go Wound. I didn't hear for 5 seconds. I blanked out. Then I said, me, little me, no machinery, just me and my little salary with 22,000 naira videos from Clarence and 2 artists that are not known.
Please, what did Clarence use that 22,000 naira to buy?
We used it to buy food and he paid the crew. He gave them tips. Clarence says, nobody's ever believed in me in this industry as much as Clarence Peters. Even this Oga boss, they call me today. That's Clarence saying, yeah, but you're an Oga boss. You're a double chief.
So he gave you the name.
Yes. Came from Clarence. Say, maybe you should, you're certified. I've seen you come here, rearrange this entire label, send Chidima in this direction, like all these things you do with artists. I want to do it for you visually.
But you know the crazy thing about it is
Except
it was believable. Like you telling me you were a cleaner in London.
Yeah.
You don't know what you are doing to me. You're giving me a headache because I can't picture it.
Yes.
Man, I
The
cleaned
Oga
up.
Boss persona was too strong.
I get what you guys were saying about TG and Ashake now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. He gets it now.
You understand?
Yeah.
That was perception.
Perception, yeah.
So I've been with clients taught me perception. Taught me everything
the
about
power of perception.
Taught me the power of perception, the power of building a brand from music, the power of being. It's not just the music. He kept saying it.
It's the
It's
personality,
bigger. It's
the
you.
visuals.
It's you. It's you.
Yes.
It's how to believe you. You
Yes.
see me in videos and in a mini ball. I'm reading a newspaper in the back of.
But that video,
It was.
Ridiculous.
Please.
Please, before we
Yeah,
talk about Emily
Yeah.
Baller, please, let's talk about Chidima.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Tolani,
We
you
are
are
pressed
dragging
for time.
this thing. We are dragging this in Tolani. Oh, God.
Okay.
So you had that issue, right?
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, you guys launched Fino,
Yeah.
who was rapping in Igbo
Sh-
and destroyed everybody with 6 singles.
Shout out to Raw, Mr. Raw, nigga Raw. Raw and I are brothers.
Nigga Raw?
While I was in UNN, he was in Isut. So we used to do shows together. Raw called me up and said, "There's this kid called Fino. He's a producer.
What?
He'll make beats for you." I said, "Okay, whenever he's in Lagos, he should come through." While I was at Ultima Studios, Fino shows up.
Where was Fino at the time in Lagos?
Enugu.
Okay.
But he shuttled between Enugu and Lagos. I used to make music for
And was a
Timaya.
dancer.
Yes, make music for Timaya, make music for Bracket. So he came to me and he was like, "Boss, out of everybody coming out of the Southeast, you're the one that I look at and I know. Boss, I need to do stuff with you for you." And this was after my first album. I hadn't made music in about 2.5 years. I was trying to create the next record. I didn't know which direction to go. I sat down with Fino and we were just banging our records at some studio off our background. Then he came to me one day and said, "Boss, there's a song I want you to hear. If you don't like it, I don't know what to produce again." I listened, and that song became Anama Chikwano. Fino produced Anama Chikwano. Anama Chikwano is a jack of onto the next one.
Yeah, I know.
We know they make maths where we know feedback up. Check. We know mates, what the fuck is saying? What's up? Check.
So
that one was too hard.
and
For no reason. For no reason.
And
It was hard for no reason.
Clarence lost his mind because he said, "This is what I've been telling you to do since."
When he heard the song.
Yes, you
Bro,
see,
as far back, that song was the first song that I heard people. Where I heard a rapper dissing Twitter users.
Yeah, Twitter for the gossip.
I don't need the false life.
Everybody's pose. A-list, BlackBerry contacts longer than your eye. Illy know they psych you. Illy never psych you. Chapo, I'm so Igbo. Like everything that I was scared of, I put it on that record.
Yes.
For your mind, you want a man like Whizkid.
And then Wheezy, shout out to Wheezy. He showed up for the video.
Yes, he did.
And he was
did.
in the video and he was like, "Boss, you always keep tensioning everybody."
No, that's what was mad.
It was
That
just
was
a crazy moment. We shot a crazy video for that song.
No, that video was crazy.
And that's where we launched
For that
Fino.
time, that video was
ridiculous.
nobody had done
It was ridiculous.
anything.
That's
that
where we
crazy.
launched Fino.
That's when you guys launched Fino. Soft launch.
With
So
the
we put
was
that-
it Mohawk?
It was
With
the
the
Mohawk.
How did the Mohawk come about? Please tell us that story.
Mohawk.
Remember you told me.
Clarence came to me and said, "This your guy you're trying to help from the Southeast can't blow looking like this.
How was he looking at the time?
Light skinned, very forgettable, green eyes, had a great energy, but you could miss him easily. There's nothing about him.
Something had to stand out.
But he always had a good sense of dress. Always had a dope
Fashion.
dress code.
Yeah.
Always told me he wanted to be like Swizz Beats. I would laugh. I said maybe because Swizz is skinny and light skinned. So, but when Fino saw the Mohawk, so Clarence told me, "Listen, come, let me show you something." So Clarence said, "If we give him a Mohawk and put tattoos on his light skin, he'll pop."
What's the name of the person that inspired that look?
Travis Barker.
What? Can a drummer get some?
The day he told me, I'm like, what?
Travis Barker.
I'm like, what?
Travis Barker, aka the
him a
latest
picture.
Kardashian.
I think this is what you should look like.
Yeah, this is a template, and Fino. Shout out to Fino because he wholeheartedly
Accepted
embraced it. Even
Was he
though
open to the tattoo?
Funny enough,
he wasn't very.
You know that I'm just realizing
Yeah.
that now.
Yeah, he wasn't very comfortable with the tattoos.
Why?
He just kept looking at it. He was like, it's too bizarre. My mother.
It's crazy.
My
now.
mother-
Chibuzo!
Southeast
Southeast
Chibuzo, you know?
Southeast Church.
And when you're coming from the southeast, you're scared about a couple of things.
And I think he had it. Did he hold a baseball bat? Did he hold anything?
No, it was later. That was
He-
that was
That was Ghost Mode.
That was
I
Ghost
think
Mode.
that was
That was Ghost Mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he just kept, and the fires and everything, we sitting on vintage cars, muscular guys with briefcases. It just had that bossy.
girls with
You understand?
fat.
Yes.
Chappie, I'm so Igbo.
Looking for the
Nah,
next day. So
nah,
that was
nah.
where I realized the power of the dialect and branding. And immediately that happened, like a month later, he shot Ghost Mode. And Clarence kept telling me, listen, he's a visual brand. He's a visual brand.
He is.
Visual brand.
And the rest is history.
Do you know? You don't understand. You guys were making records, right?
Yeah.
I grew up in Akure, Ondo State,
Yeah.
and this was the time when I was in Akure. Fino wasn't just popping in Lagos.
No, I know.
Do you understand?
It's a national phenomenon.
Do you understand? Like a nigga rapping in Igbo in Man of the Year
Yeah.
and Alobam, which was later.
Yeah.
And Pasu.
And then-
Niggas were rapping and they were saying, and they were going to,
I mean, before all these ones, there's
this is
even
crazy.
Multiply.
Oh, there's
Bro,
one
forget-
guy with
There's
Multiply.
Multiply remix.
So go and look at him on Multiply.
Yeah.
Then look at him on
Yeah.
Anamachikwano and see
The difference.
the difference. Because
And what he was able to
Clarence
build.
has shot Multiply and said, this thing's too tame. Multiply, I'm like the undying machine. He was rapping in
Yeah.
English. No. Clarence said no.
Went back and changed the
Went back,
brand.
flipped it. So when the
Flipped
brand
the
flipped,
brand.
when the brand flipped there, it showed me something.
Yes.
It showed me that this heritage that we are not so sure about, or we were not moving as confidently as we should, that the trick in
The
it
language,
was for you to
confidence.
be the Ross of the Igbos.
I'm coming to that.
So for you to be the
I've had a request question waiting, so I'm coming to that. I'm glad you brought it up on your own.
so that whole persona of self-made, you came from nothing, you pushed it, pieced it
Coast
together.
nigga, now I'm banging in
Now
the
I'm
West.
banging in the
Do you know when
West.
I feared Fino?
Facts.
Ghost Mode. Do you know why? So it's small things that catch my attention in music. Yeah. The way he was saying it,
Guy.
it was spooky.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So he's saying Ghost Mode and he was saying that in a spooky way. In a spooky way.
Hachirim.
What?
They want to eat me. Hachirim. Gospel.
You want to see?
Otito Diligence.
But
Amen.
Bro.
but iLLBliss, now this visual brand that you guys built for
Yeah.
Fino, you guys
Fino.
also did it with Chidima. Tell us about that.
We did. I met Chidima from Ultima Studios,
Okay.
When she contested for
Project Fame
Project
West
Fame,
Africa.
yeah.
So when she won from Project Fame, I had been. So that was that.
Sorry,
point.
before we go on, I want to sound out some people.
Yeah.
Stop saying trash.
What happened?
Learn your history. I tweeted something some years ago, like some months ago, about Chidima, and some people were saying trash, and I'm trying to tell the person.
what
that,
did you tweet?
I don't want to go into the details. It doesn't matter. What I'm
That's
saying
Dark
is,
Moto.
It doesn't matter.
Darth Vader.
Oh, no. I was saying this is who signed this person. I was like, oh my god, I thought this person was. Learn your fucking history. Don't.
Yeah, people.
Please.
people
Moving on. Please, I beg. iLLBliss.
that's a Moto moment.
I beg.
Learn your fucking history now.
You should
beg.
change the lighting for the show when Moto has
in,
a
please.
light bulb moment.
What's
Like a
going
light
on?
bulb moment.
I don't want to mention the person's name. The person
Change
was, I was
the black and white.
disappointed.
Bro,
Disappointed.
Chidima had never, came as a contestant.
Yeah.
And she went ahead to win the show.
Yeah.
But she had no music experience. She'd never been in a studio. So when that was around.
And she had this church girl brand at the time.
It was absolutely
Winners.
church.
We were like,
It was-
oh my
it was-
God.
Winners now. I remember
Foursquare.
because I followed that particular
Foursquare.
project.
Yes,
team.
I did
Foursquare
too.
I followed it
Pentecostal.
well.
I did too.
I thought Tolu would win and she won. I was upset.
Yeah.
I was very upset.
So when I met her, I'm like, okay, is it you? He said, yeah. I said, shit, what are we going to do? But I just realized something. I just realized that this was going to be a lot of work. It was going to be a lot of building it from the scratch. So I didn't know what to do. So I went to my good friend, Sound Sultan. And I went to Sultan and I went to another producer called Oscar. Oscar is Kemi
That's Oscar,
Adesibo's
yes.
husband.
Okay.
Police for Simi.
So I went to Oscar and I said, Oscar, what do I do? This is the brand. Hi. Oscar said, man, we can't sell her as a sexy brand. She's cute though. I say, yes.
This is cute though.
I said, we need to flip it. Then clients will come to me and be like, what are we going to do? Can she dance? He'll ask you those doctor questions. Do you have a headache? Do you have a toothache?
Diagnosis.
Yes, diagnosis is like, okay, Illy, this is what we need to do. We need to flip it. Let's do You Be Jan Koli Koli Koko conscious song. Put Sultan on it. We put Sultan, shot the video. It got some good response. It wasn't
like,
a hit.
Okay. You're like, okay, but
It
something.
was.
Yes.
It was though.
No, Jankoliko's.
It wasn't as big.
It wasn't as big as
It wasn't as
KDK.
big.
and Emini
It was
Bola.
big.
Then when KDK came, I can't forget that session. I was in the studio with Kobams, and Kobams was producing. You didn't make my heart go KDK. I said, no, that's a mouthful. KDK. Kobams said no. We argued for hours. Eventually, he said, "Oh, since it's your brief."
I thought 2iMix produced that record.
No, it was produced by Kobams.
Wow.
Yeah, KDK, KEDIK. Yeah, and KDK just caught fire. First, it started from the Francophone. Trace Nigeria riff, didn't play it.
Yeah, I've heard the story.
And they sent it to Trace Francophone as one of our recycled music that is not buzzing in our region like that. We don't really want to.
Maybe you guys might need it.
And they gave it to them. And it became a
madness.
The first call was from one guy called Gaffa. Hello? Is that Chidima management? My English not too good. We want Chidima for performance. Showcase. That's what they call it. Showcase. We want Chidima showcase Liberia. And then he called the money in dollars, thousands.
And you were like,
I looked at the phone.
Nigga, you lying.
He said, Chidima, big artist. We come to Lagos. Tomorrow they flew in.
What?
I was sitting with clients in front of Capitol and they pulled up. I said, Gaffa, we here take me Chidima. Big artist, princess, Africa.
And that's how they speak. One, princess.
I looked at clients and said, I'll see you later, man. I need to
We're about to make something.
I need to detour through, and then it started. Senegal today, next week Côte d'Ivoire. Chidima was the first one on that contemporary, right? On that
African woman thing.
Yeah, on the African woman. She looked like a doll.
Yeah, she did.
And then we cut her hair, made it coily. Client said, I can't afford all this weave on, all this. What
look were you guys trying to go for?
Diana King.
Uh-huh.
Diana King mixed with Lyra.
What?
I know you mentioned the name for
No, we have our references.
Lyra, the Kenyan.
No, Kenya.
Lyra, LIRA, South Africa.
LIRA, the South African with the short hair that's curly.
R&B jazz artist, soul artist, sorry.
Yes, with the curly hair. Chidima now entered full doll mode. If you made dolls for Chidima, it would have sold out.
That's crazy because.
And I was thinking about those dolls.
What you guys were saying because branding is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
That's one thing a lot of Nigerian artists. When we say brand is a 360 effort.
Yeah.
It goes to you must think it.
Do you see the references? They had a picture.
Moto, we knew what we were doing. We were not like, Clarence is like walking encyclopedia of music.
Yeah,
I can dig out a guy from Jimi Hendrix's band, and Clarence would tell me that's that guy.
Clarence lectured me about Fuji music. Don't you understand?
Yeah.
Lectured everybody. Like when Clarence came to pause, we're just sitting down listening to. I couldn't ask fucking questions because what the fuck do you want to ask? He's giving you everything.
Yeah. He knows everything.
Emini Bola
was
Suspect creating. No. Shout out to DJ. No, before I get to Suspect, shout out to DJ Spinall.
Okay.
So I'm sitting down in a gig at when Industry Night was still at Oriental Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So Spinall is playing. So I'm like, why are you wearing a cap? It's like some guy came by here and asked him why he wasn't like wearing anything like to identify him, to make him different. Why don't you just throw on something like a fedora, like a hat or something, so I can know you next time I see you? Because a lot of DJs come here and play and go.
Branding again.
And so I saw Spinall with a cap, with the upper cap, and he was speaking to me about branding. I was also speaking to me because Spinall and I go back to Ray Power with DJ Neptune and Cool Dr. G of the Downtown Squad. These are the guys that really put me on my first album. Spinall said to me, the music is changing. Listen to Reminisces too much.
Legendary.
So you just did that, but on a faster pace.
No, it was the same. It was
faster. So he said, listen to music is changing. There are two boys I need you to holler. They're called Legendary Beats.
As you said, two boys, I just knew.
Shout out to
Mute and Zay.
You know the story I'm about to tell?
Yeah.
Mute says the first laptop
Yes.
he ever got.
Yes.
This body for him.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, are you serious?
I remember.
So he says, I sat down with Mute for like 2 hours.
Yes, I know that.
Both of them, and they're giving me stories. And he said the first person that put them on was SARS. right?
Yeah.
And then it says
The first person that did what?
put
Sorry.
them on was SARS. And then it says the second person that they will never forget is iLLBliss.
Yeah.
You are joking.
No, that's it. I wrote the
He
article.
he
Of course,
wrote the
it
article.
was all over the net.
The article is
the
out.
article.
The article
That's
is
so
out.
cute.
He said his laptop was bad, and iLLBliss came into the studio because he needed. So the first record wasn't even a baller. It was Many Men.
It was Many Men.
With Wiz.
With Wiz.
That was the first.
Do you know how many men?
So
happened?
they were with Wiz at the time
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know what they did? So Wiz used to come over Storm Records to just try and kick it with NATO and Ikechukwu and the rest of the crew. So one day he came by, and my wife was always nice to him when she was working at Storm, you know, and it's just upcoming artist, you know, just always nice, never treated him shabbily, you know, always gave him a listening ear. Fast forward to this years later, Mute calls me one evening and he says, Wiz wants to say hi. So I say, Wiz, what's good? He says, man, Baba, I'm fine. Baba, how is Mama? I said, she's doing good. She said, God bless her. She never, ever treated me wrongly.
That's crazy. That means this guy.
No, Wiz has the mind of an Italian. He remembers
Everything.
issue. Everybody that slept on him.
Yeah, solo.
Yeah. So, and he's like, boss, we're cooking something. I'll get back to you. 30 minutes, an hour later, Mute sends me a beat. Bam, 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 bam. Legendary beats. Boom!
We destroyed that record.
They try to put the boy
Many
in
men.
the box. God, they bless me, carry go. This guy sent it. Say, Wiz wants to keep it for his record, but Illy, take it. Do whatever it is, but you cannot shoot a video for it because of Wiz's new deals, arrangements with I think Sony at that time. I'm not sure.
They're just taking, but no video.
Yes, but they were straight up. They try to put the boy in the box. I'm still here, bow tie with the talks. I'm still here, Gucci down to my socks. Mad stocks, 100 mil in the walks. The other 100 mil, I put it down real estate. And as for something I keep you fucking up today.
Idris Nadi. Before Kiss Daniel's Buga. iLLBliss Nadi.
I know that.
Hip hop booger.
I feel like that's how to describe iLLBliss's music. It's so braggadocious.
It's bragga.
No.
The swag is
But I
Abu
loved
Dhabi.
it.
The hustle
I loved
kamikaze.
it so much.
We never rested. The money hit the ceiling.
That record, you know when I play
Yeah.
that record? In the morning.
In the mornings.
Down.
And Moto, you know, this is at the point where Wiz's career had taken that new
It
flight.
was like, it
And
was
everybody
crazy
like,
that it
how
was
the hell
hype.
did Illy get
Yeah.
a record with Wiz?
Yes.
It was
What?
legendary beats.
But you always get those records. I don't know how you do
I
it.
get those records. Respect.
Everybody that was
Respect.
big. You have a song with Timaya.
That's
Oh
a
yes,
record.
my second album.
You have a song with Banky. Like everybody
Oh, yes.
that was big at a certain point.
Yeah.
I have records.
No,
I
had-
played because I knew this was happening. I played beats
with Banky
I
and
played it
Silver
today.
Star.
I
Do
played
you
it
have a
today.
song with One Day?
No, I don't.
No.
That's one that needs to happen.
It's not too late.
And WC is always like, it will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Just
hustle will
time.
let me focus, it
It's
will
just
happen.
time.
So it was them, legendary beats. They made Emineebola happen. They produced that record. It was supposed to be on my Oga Boss album.
The Eminibola?
Yes.
It was your song?
It's my
beats,
record.
the
It's
beats.
track 12.
Yeah.
It's track 12 on my album. Then Suspect is in the studio and Chidima is sitting next. Suspect's like, come here, sit down. Say this.
He
Miss
wrote
Katie
the-
Kaler,
Bika
Suspect,
Eba!
top down.
Bro.
He wrote the entire thing.
Top
Bro. The
down.
delivery. Listen to me. This way you have to give Chidima props.
Record, yeah.
Because the delivery was
It was on.
mad.
It's
But
like
she had
it's
to
so
become that
believable.
person.
Yes.
No,
the
no.
energy she gave that delivery.
No,
Wouldn't
no.
have delivered
That
that.
energy
Yeah.
was
Wait,
ridiculous.
Guys, it was
Let it
Suspect.
You know, I'm getting. But
Oh, not there
That was a
now.
reference
It
record.
was Suspect
Let it
that said, babe, this is not a love song.
you're not singing.
So now you're a thug. You're rapping. And you're with Illy and me. So it's going to be a problem.
Gangster.
You can't be sweet.
Yeah, Aaron.
Yes. So
That's
it's
yeah,
like,
I
so
know.
Suspect had that key. He could always turn her and tell her, like, I need you to be sticking your head out of the window and holding money. This is before the video.
Shit.
He knew what the video was going to look like.
I want to be able to time travel.
Yeah.
This one.
So that's what happened. So Clarence walked in and was like, what's this? I'm like, please leave us. They're disturbing our session. And then Chidima recorded her part. And then Suspect recorded this part. Chidima was never meant to be on the song. Chidima wasn't meant to be on it was just me. 2 verses. After I was saying, we need a posse record. So we opened up the record. Then immediately I saw the traction for Emineebola. I told Clarence we need to do a remix. Just Chidima. Call Wiz. Let's put Wiz on the record. So there's Wiz tore that.
Tore it apart.
It tore the record. You understand? So So that's the story of
I miss that energetic whiz.
How do you feel?
Nah, it's love story.
How do you
Inna.
feel? How do you feel about now Chidima becoming a gospel artist? Did you see it coming?
She went back to God.
Did you guys have the conversation? She called you to tell you?
No. I haven't spoken to Chidima in a long time.
Why?
I don't know. I think
life.
Just life.
Did you guys end things badly?
No. I terminated the contract. It was 6 months to go.
Mm-hmm.
The energy wasn't there anymore. It wasn't. I wasn't, and I don't have as much patience as Clarence.
Yeah,
Clarence would try to manage the damage.
But you now, your orientation, where you're coming from,
yes.
everything.
Look at me now, babe. I didn't get anywhere, wherever it is that I got in the game. I didn't get there by. I feel like I can guide you. I can tell you now, you're about to fail. This is not the movement. Mm-hmm. This is not how we move. I need you to be hungry. I need you to think about it like it's your business. But at some point, Moto, I was putting in so much effort into other artists and my career crashed. Whenever my conversations will come up, you'll be like, oh, that guy, is he not a producer? Or is he like a manager?
Because
you were like Fat Joe at some point.
Yes.
You were so
I was like Joe pushing porn.
Yeah.
and then after a while, Joe flipped and did lean back.
Yeah.
So that's what all
because
those
he needed that shit.
Yes, I needed it. Or New York had buried him. Everything. Hip hop had buried Fat Joe as that guy that was just trying to put another Puerto Rican brother on. I've just found out that everybody, all my prodigies were jumping. They were doing massively well, and I was missing. And I asked myself, nobody's going to feed you. Nobody's going to feed your family. Yeah, it's going to come up in the conversations. Or at some point, it can even sometimes not come up in the conversation because people like to act like, they created themselves.
People forget.
So I just told myself I need to go in. Illy, so how do you go in next?
One day liquidity.
So I went back in, bro. And when I went back in, I never looked back. That's why from all those records to Runtowns, see, I'm counting my money so I can't hear you. I'll tell you a little story about that record. I made that record.
Tell the story. It's important.
I made that record when we're pushing Jawalaya. So Runtown made Mad Over You from See, I'm Counting My Money so I can't hear because he's very
it's a cut. Baby girl.
But everybody thinks
it's inside that song.
It's inside the song now.
I didn't know that.
But everybody thinks Elijah is like Elijah, you can't hear you. Is after the no. It's just because it dropped after Mad Over You.
That was the second time I had seen this happen in music. The first time I've seen it happen was 50 Cent, right? Have a baby by me, baby. It's 2 lines in I Get Money.
Yeah. Bro,
that he flipped into. I saw it. So when I saw it again, I lost my mind. I was like, what?
So Runtown made that from the song you guys
Yes, you guys took that lines right there.
Oh, yes. I have pictures of it. We're in the studio together. We made the record. We shot the video. And then when his record came out,
what's that place? Baby girl, you bad. Love you where you want. No, I'm trying to remember that one.
I now put
but kill me.
See that Alaji? Now we sing your
girlfriend, they call me.
Molo. Then I'll now come up with See, I'm Counting My Money so I can't hear you. That part was all in the original song and everything. So
it was.
That's how.
But guess what? Everything
all work.
Oh, bro.
All work.
Mad Over You.
Jawalaya.
But the one with Sakoti.
That
everything was.
But what was the product? See, that's one thing I would never understand, right? We've had conversations. We have conversations a lot, right? But one thing I have never asked you is, what was your promotional strategy at the time? How were you marketing records?
That's a good question.
It was actually DJs, club trips, out of town. I have a seed, Jesus Christ. I have a network of DJs and radio stations outside Lagos. So a lot of my music, I go to Benin. Like somebody just told you now.
Shout out to Chooks.
They saw me in Benin. Somebody else will see me in Jos. Somebody else will see me in Rhythm.
So you go to these places physically?
No. So I move. I go nationally because I just believe like you should hit the road instead of sitting down in Lagos.
Jack.
Yeah. Then Lagos clubs. I'll go to the clubs. I'll buy the Hennessy and send it to the DJ. And I'll put money in an envelope and say, please support my music.
You think that's payola though?
That was payola.
It's not you think.
Continue.
That's payola. I was in Elegushi Beach, club to club, breaking the records, listening to the BPMs, understanding where I was making an error, understanding where I was.
That's a whole.
It was a lot of work. I sat down at the beach and watched Shantizu blow. And I'm like, music is becoming something different. It's drifting now.
Surely.
Yeah, surely. Ole. Then they'll now the DJ will see that you're showing up. You put in your own record.
Yup. When they
Then
see you,
while
they
I
play
was
your
doing
record.
that, while I was doing that, that's a conversation I had with Fino. He doesn't even know he had this impact on me. He said to me, "Say, boss, the game is changing. You need to do a little bit more with dialect." That's where mana more mana madu.
What?
Bankalati mana to bata.
What?
So it became the effrontery record. It became the Emekwa no bia bele cha. Bankala blew the hell up in the south.
East,
Bankala, Chukwu
I
Agozi
followed it up
Gogi.
with
or-
Chukwu
Chukwuagozi blew up here.
Chukwu Agozi still started. The block.
that
Nekwa
remix
Gizi
is
Pastor
terrible.
Nini made the conversion.
No.
Oluwa, you be my messiah.
That remix
that's-
was dirty.
Why is that not on streaming platforms?
It
What?
is, though.
It's not.
No, it is. Check
It's
on
not.
It is.
No, it
It's
is.
on my Illigati album. It is.
I found it, Baba. It's not there on YouTube Music.
I'll look
Nah.
again. But I stream it all
Is
the
it on
time
Apple
now.
Music?
That's
It's
how I
not on
play.
Apple Music. It's not on YouTube.
That's
Let's
how I
check
play it.
now.
It's
See
on
why
my
here.
former
Check it.
employers.
Check,
It's on
check.
my former employers platform.
You
Check.
can mention
What's
them.
the
They are
title?
friends.
Shout out to
They are
Boogie.
friends of the brand.
Chukwu Agozi with Terry Akbala
up,
and
please.
Lucy Q.
Chukwu-
Lucy Q.
Yes.
Chukwu
I did some
Ago-
remixes. I did one with
He's
Dremo.
here now.
Yeah, you did one with Dremo.
Yes, now
Let me see.
Chukwu Agozigi.
Wait, bring it.
Chukwu Agozi Gogi.
No, the one with Terry Akpala. No, don't play.
No.
Don't tell Akala is not here.
It's
No,
not, oh, it's not
Terry
here.
Akbala is not there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. that's
Chukwu
strange.
Agozi Gogi.
Do you know where I
AKA,
find when I
do
want to
you know
listen?
what that means?
I'll
Chukwu
send
Agozi
it- I'll
Gogi.
send it.
Do you know what Chukwu Agozi Gogi
Send it
means?
to you, man.
Please send it.
How is that one on streaming platform?
Do you know what Chukwu Agozi
I
Gogi
don't know
means?
because it's on the same
God has
album.
blessed
So I
you.
don't know why it's not there.
Let me tell you.
He was. It's like he was talking to
Also-
himself. Like
I need that.
Illy
Baba,
got-
wait.
what was the mindset?
Because that's
behind that?
why I
I've always
knew.
wanted to ask because that song you're talking to yourself. You're like Illy. God has blessed you.
Yeah, it is. My songs are all prayers.
Yeah.
Like the first thing I do is I big thyself up. I big God up. I big myself up. So my music helps me go through the times when I'm second guessing myself. Because there are times when I second guess myself. I say, but boss, you are. I'll give you an instance. Let me just give you an instance. When I say things like show me any rapper out with this much audacity. My advice to the young, show more tenacity. Run the city, we seen every single atrocity. Keep the fuck quiet, listen more and show ability. You streaming it on Spotify or copying it on Apple Music? I'm just happy more airheads embrace the music. So excited for my life and my families. My little girl growing fast, wifey looking mad curvy. So many ways they try to break my will.
Mad coffee.
I put in mad work, they can't question my skill. I'm on a different lane, still zoning to Lauryn Hill. I do my shit differently. Shout out to Johnny Drill. The lyricism nice, but the marketing is key. Approach it from an angle unbelievers couldn't see. Son, I never party much. Turn my hustle up a notch. Do you know what I'm really doing? I'm just telling you my life. Like,
Yes,
I don't
so-
party. Like, I'm growing up with my kids. I don't know how best to say it. I'm not the guy that will give you the most in-depth or the most intelligent lyrical gymnastics. So I talk to you like when you go to meet your older brother for
Keep it
advice
real.
and he tells you, show me any rapper out with this much audacity. So I'm talking about myself. Bro, I was making records, the kind of records that rappers were scared to put their names on. I was putting out boom bap records, shooting videos for them, but putting Igbo choruses on them. I was trying to be different. I wasn't trying to be that trader-like, Igbotic Igbo rapper. When they hear that I speak very well, they are not comfortable. A lot of people are not comfortable. Somebody told me the other day in an advertising agency, how come you speak so well? You're Igbo. And I look at it like I'm supposed to be, like I've gotten a
don't
lot of
understand.
slack
What does that even mean?
for being from the Southeast Moto.
I'm not surprised.
Every time they open their mouths, all they try to show you is disregard. Then they see that, no, this one is tested. You can't really fuck with him.
Your rapper are very tribalistic.
Yeah. So
No, that's a fact.
no, not on this show.
No,
Don't
it's a
say
fact.
that.
It's a
Not everybody.
Yoruba
We are
is
very
allowed to say
elitist.
it.
Yoruba.
Yoruba is allowed to say
We are
it.
very elitist.
Yeah.
Come for him in
Ellen
the comment section.
is but
His name is Tolani Alake.
we are pushing everything to him.
No,
They're straight.
That's the truth. We are very, very elitist. We
A lot of
think-
Yoruba people have shown me amazing love.
I know.
And
But
I'm not being
by
political
nature-
about
I get you.
this.
I get you.
They've showed me immense love.
But do you know why?
You know?
You know why?
Then- wait,
Because
then a
great
lot of-
music cannot be stopped.
You can't stop it. Then a lot of Igbo people have looked at me like the bougie, the ajibo, the one that is
Guinea.
not
They are Jebo Igbo
that's not
rapper.
street, that is not street
Street
enough.
So it's like, where do you even find your identity?
No,
You're
my
not.
identity is absolutely intact. I'm so Igbo. The language,
Chappie,
the
I'm so
hold on,
Igbo.
the language is impeccable. I just chose to make the music.
What's
like
your
that.
take on Biafra though?
I need us to be independent. I like regional governance. I think part of the problem is calling it Biafra. So fight for the same things you're fighting for, but fight from it from another perspective. Biafra brings nothing but bad memories.
I agree with you.
So all this stay-at-home order and all
No,
of that.
all
As a
of
country,
yeah.
we never recovered from that fucking civil
No,
war.
it set us back so much. So when my father was a colonel in the army. When he tells you the real stories, yes, at the Biafra on the Biafra side.
Wait, hold on.
When
Pause. Your father,
Yes.
Cornell.
Nze Collins Gilbert Ejiofor.
Your father's name is Gilbert.
Yes, and my brother's name is Theodore. And my name is
Theodore.
Melvin.
You're Melvin.
Tobechuku Melvin Ejiofor.
There's another Nigerian rapper named Gilbert.
That's AQ.
Oh, that's my guy. That's my boy.
Shout out to
man.
Q.
That's Q, man.
That's AQ.
Q is about to tension you guys again.
Yes.
Q, I love you, my brother.
Shout out to Q.
One of the most misunderstood artists in this country. But he's coming. Una go learn when the next project drops.
Q.
Yes.
Pick my call, Baba.
Q is not picking your call.
I
Q
don't.
the vex for him. You don't fuck off.
Moto, you said some shit.
No. It's personal shit.
Okay. Q, shout out. Shout out Loose Canon.
Just lose.
Those are my brothers in the game. They're not plenty. You can count them with one hand.
Lose get married in August.
Wait, let's talk about. Listen.
Lose get married.
Shout out.
Money
Beats by
looking
Jay.
good on us.
Yeah.
Before that album came out, Beats by Jay played me that record. I rest in peace, Beats by Jay. Beats by Jay played me that
Yes.
record. I was like, when they talk about it, Johnny, I was like, what the fuck?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a story. Excel and I were driving late nights one night, and we discovered that record is better played after 9. When the road is
Yes.
free.
Nice.
Yes.
You say when the road is
Evening
free.
drive.
Ooh,
Yeah,
it is.
evening drive.
It is.
Top down.
Window down.
It is.
Everything
It is.
down.
They
I'll-
knock-
Everything down.
Your girl's
It's a
pants
different
down.
experience. I'm not joking.
I'll do it for Lose again.
Nah,
Again.
shout out to
And
Luz. Shout out to
again.
Luz.
He
That's
knows.
almost
He knows.
Last
crazy.
question. What's your favorite album?
No, not last question.
My
That's
favorite-
your own last question.
My
Oh, you know
favorite
he has
one
to leave soon.
Yeah,
My
never
favorite
rush.
album.
from me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Rank your top 3 by yourself.
Powerful is somewhere there.
Fair enough.
Powerful.
Well, my answer is
Elibomaye.
I was expecting
okay,
that.
you're not going to be surprised.
I was expecting that.
No.
I was expecting that.
Elibomaye. Oh God, powerful. No, Eli Chapo X. My last album.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, because you know that album, I made it. There's so many elements of it, like Sochikaima sleeping on my chest,
Rest.
which is the record you were saying, Rest. That was another record where, you know, that speak your shit moment.
Mhm.
You understand? Where you're talking about, you know, all the shit you've been through in the game.
Suspect is a mad person for that record.
So speak's crazy. Now, so when a nigga bless, Ili Chapo till I rest. No. Song wasn't produced by Suspect.
Suspect's tag was on the record.
Nah, Suspect on the mix.
Okay.
Oh, and the
You know
mix.
he's a mix. He mixes and
He's an engineer. It was
Yeah.
produced
He's an
by.
engineer,
It was produced
yeah.
by.
I thought I heard. Why do I keep feeling like I heard suspect?
It was
That's what I'm
produced,
saying. Yeah,
it was
Suspect
produced
on
by.
the
It was produced by Bigfoot.
Oh,
In your face.
Yeah, Biggie.
Meanwhile, there's a record that you need to put out.
Which one?
which
One
one?
with the Lighthouse of sample.
One of the.
The one with the
Like
that's
those
Never show thy enemies love,
Wait. Yeah, Biggie has played us that record.
No, it's
You
coming.
need to put that.
It's coming. Biggie and I, we have a tape. Biggie has finally finished that tape.
Yeah, he
I
has.
said not too many songs. Just give me 7 songs and go. You're working with Brimo too much these days, so just go out. Just go out. Yes, no. Shout out to Biggie.
So what's the third album?
Yeah.
Third one.
No, that's it.
He said 3 already.
I said
now. He
Ili
said
Chapo X.
Ili Chapo.
X.
Yes.
I think a lot of people, including Steve Dade, is going to kill me for this.
Why?
I think Ilibomaye is your best album.
You think so? I had that album when I had my first child.
That's
after
why.
8 years of marriage.
That's why.
So there's a
So many moments for
there's
me.
a lot of honors in my life.
That album
Yeah.
is very
Ah,
concise.
Bomaye.
So powerful for me.
Yeah.
I think
Powerful.
if I was going to make powerful now.
Bankalad.
So when I played powerful, yes, it was my shit.
Yeah.
It was the shit. Like listen to Ilibomaye
Yeah.
in 2019.
2019.
That was when I listened to
wow.
it.
Oh wow.
Like, and I really got it. And I feel like no skips.
I know.
Do you understand? Like on
Thank
powerful,
you, my brother.
I can
God bless
skip.
you.
Yeah.
You
on,
can skip
on
a couple
Ilibomaye,
songs.
9 tracks.
No
Yeah.
skips.
No skips.
I'm going to listen to those albums again.
No
Please do.
skips.
Please do.
Really?
You'll find some gems in it.
Like the night. You remember the night that I played? I said Ilibomaye is.
Of
that
course.
I tweeted about
Of
that.
course.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
played Booba and you know Booba and Fireworks are back to back, right? So I played it and I was like,
Fireworks.
this is the best album.
You should hear the new Bigfoot.
Firework!
You should hear the new Bigfoot
So
version
people
of
took
Firework
old Illy songs and
and
revamped them. That's literally the next project.
That's what he's
Bigfoot
doing.
Even in
Coming.
Cali.
Yes.
Even in
Within
Cali.
Cali.
Okay, so you're about to tell Tolani and Excel why you love me.
Okay, why I love Melody?
I can't believe. I can't believe you made an OG episode
please.
about you. You found a way
You're about to
to
tell
make
them.
an OG episode
no,
about you.
Hey!
You are not the center of the
But it's fine. It's fine. Let Illy speak. Let
Tolani,
Illy
please,
speak.
I
Let Illy
beg
speak.
you.
This
Mind
is
your
this is
business.
Melody's moment. Let's not ruin
It's
it.
fine. It's fine.
You please go on.
I don't know. I don't know why I treat Melody's
Can I
things
take notes?
differently.
Yeah.
Aww.
They are different because I don't do the OAP friendship thing. I just saw Melody. First time I saw her, I knew she was blunt. I knew a lot of people. My fear was she ever going to survive enough in the game?
Radio.
Were they going to, kind of silence her, choke her out of the business?
I was not what I was talking about.
She survived.
They tried.
And then I continued to see the growth because she didn't just sit on radio and she kept morphing, over and over. And she respects me a lot. She thinks I have a great opinion and I would always never just screw up if I give her my word. So that is why I look out for her like that. Anything from this radio station she works on, nobody can pull me out from there. Even the past guys that have gone. Nah. It has to be Melody. Oh. So when she spoke about this show and said more to them, we need to do it to Illy. I looked at the number of people I was going to disappoint now. Bermuda Triangle. Huh? Excel, you. That's it.
Wow, he just called us Bermuda Triangle.
That's
you know what? Wow, I love it.
I think that's a very good name. Bermuda
I
Triangle.
love
No,
Let me ask my
That's the
question.
title of this episode.
Bermuda Triangle.
Bermuda Triangle.
Yes, I love it.
Yes,
I love
yes.
it.
Bermuda
I
Triangle.
have two questions.
Yes, bro.
One, you have. It seems like I don't know for sure, right? So it seems like you have a great relationship with Yemi Alade.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Yes.
Now I see a lot of similarities between Chidima's run
Yeah,
and Yemi Alade's run.
yeah,
I like this question.
yeah,
Did you, because to Yemi Alade you would be an OG,
yeah,
you would be her OG,
yeah.
right? Are there any backstories the public don't know of you influencing her, you playing a certain role, in one way or the other in her?
No. So it's a hustle. Same time Chidima and I were looking at that Francophone market.
Yeah.
She was too.
Yemi was looking at the market, but just moving. Yemi and Taye move like.
Shout out to Taye Ali.
Yeah, shout out to Efizi. That's my brother. They won. So they move, they put their hearts in all they do. How did they end up in Enugu? How did they end up doing a radio tour with no money? How did they end up going to Dream FM and calling me and asking me who and who do you know in Enugu is your city? And I gave them names. And then they went ahead to Solid FM, Dream FM. How were they leaving Dream FM and ran into Celebobo?
Just random.
Randomly. And Celebobo said, listen, I heard you guys on
Mix
radio. I came
Monster.
out." Yeah, Mix Monster. So how did they end up at his studio and make Johnny?
Who shot Clarence shot Johnny?
Clarence shot the video.
Johnny.
They shot the Shongote though.
I can't tell you the budget. Maybe he will tell Moto. His Moto's guy too.
No, we have a Clarence episode that will happen eventually.
That story is wild.
Clarence's episode
Are you
can be
One day.
That's
No.
what I
We have
respect.
to do
it's like a
part one,
limited
part
edition
two.
series.
Is it that long?
Yeah, it's a
Bro!
limited edition
No, Clarence is
series.
an OG.
This, you know, this Illy episode is not done.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to bring him back.
So we are doing another 2 hours. So then we can have so
Yeah.
Clarence is like that as well.
CP, yeah, that's CP.
No.
CP is like that.
My second question, right? Is,
So just to answer you,
finish.
it was they went into the region, did a lot
They
of
did your
work.
thing.
They made contacts by themselves. I never handed down one single contact. They respect and love because they know that my intentions for
Pure.
them have always been absolutely pure.
Yeah.
Go win. Yemi will come by the studio, see Chidima and say, I love your fabrics. I love how you dress. And it was all from a great place. She was, and Chidima was
Just
already
genuine.
tractioning. Then
At the time.
traveling, going back, making thousands of dollars. It was good. Yemi then built it from the ground up. So
And stay
From the
together.
mud,
yeah, from the
as rappers would
the
say.
mud is nice.
Trenches
Tie them came trenches is comfortable.
Wow.
Tie them have done
from the soil.
so much stuff. They've done so much stuff They've been rejected so long. They understood they needed to win. So all I was seeing in them, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
So I admired Yemi a lot for her work ethic. And I would always tell Clarence, I said, Clarence, this is how I want Chidima to move. This is how I want everybody. Like, the energy is great and they're hustling. So that energy was something, if you see me and I stop working with people, it's because
the energy has died.
the energy has died away. It was never there, and I was believing in your career more than you were believing in.
So it's like,
or
okay,
you will see the
I'm
media
tired.
and you will snub them, and they will get back to me and say, your artist is not greeting us on the red carpet, or once comes in late, triumphant entry. That's what artists like. They want to come in on the pony.
Starboy shit.
Starboy moments, you understand? So that's
Talani, you do have sense.
yeah.
My second thing is because of the braggadocious nature, right?
Yeah.
Recross.
Yeah, rosé.
Yeah.
There were a lot of rosé comparisons
Yes.
Did you like that?
at a certain time. What,
For me?
yeah.
Nah, I don't even
You didn't-
sometimes I don't even like how Ross raps, but the big man talk, that's the guy I like to listen to now. He's telling me about how the car,
Diced
how the
pineapples.
interior of the car, his motor, you know, he's detailed now.
Very.
He might not be the greatest
Very.
lyricist ever, but I know Ross from Every Day I'm Hustling, Port of Miami,
Yeah.
right up to where we are now. He elevated his lyricism,
I agree.
and he has a lot of respect. If not, Nas wouldn't get on records with him.
Hove wouldn't get on record with him.
Jay would never do records with him if they just looked at him like some guy or some hustler from Miami. So I like Ross. I like his tenacity. I like his previous albums. I think he makes great music. He has a great ear.
He has
three album run.
Ross is one of those
Teflon Don.
Ross is one of those people that understands the art of creating a project.
Yeah.
He creates greatly, selects the great
So
beats.
what was that three album? Teflon Don. God Forgives I Do is the last one. What was the second one? Deeper Than Rap.
Deeper Than Rap.
Teflon Don.
Amazing.
God
I know. I
Forgives
also
Do.
love him. He
Yeah.
put 50 Cent in his position.
And he won.
No, of course. When 50
He
came
won.
with all that, I think 50 underestimated Ross.
Yeah, he
He did.
And
He
so
did.
when
He
Ross
did.
came,
I'm a
with
50
that,
Cent fan, but I
He
know
did.
when
it's
he came
true.
with that energy, you couldn't
Ross
match
give
it.
him.
No, Ross give him times 5.
He give him
50 come quiet, you know.
50
Ross
come
was
frame.
the hottest rapper in the world for like 2 years.
Another part of Illy that in recent years has become larger than life.
Acting.
Odogwu Malay.
Yeah, that dude.
I didn't see that coming.
That dude.
And that changed a lot for you when it comes to your career
Man,
trajectory.
he opened doors, man.
Odogwu
You should see me in
Malay.
my daughter's school. Mothers are queuing up. It's him. It's really him. Oh my God, my husband loves this guy. No, it gets embarrassed. And again, my babe
But-
just
but
sneaks
get-
out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Like,
Go. Could you still call her your babe?
oh, that's my chick. That's my babe.
I think one of my favorite things about you is just how much of a family man you are.
I'm with them. Oh. Those ones are my trenches people.
Trenches,
I don't understand how kids this, like I saw Whizkid's child the other day.
The one in the video.
Like
Like, I don't want to be
it
bothered
shows you
about
that,
things.
bro. You can't send your kids to Arugbo Ojo competitive school, bro.
Why would you do such?
But if that's what you
God.
can afford, don't call Arugbo Ojo.
Brother, because look at Ibliss's daughter that they were saying, I want sausage. The way she was pronouncing
Yeah.
sausage. I'm like,
she reads.
You're like, hey, God, now wow.
Give me the Odogwu Malay story. How did that happen?
Shout
How
out.
did the link up with Kemi Adetiba happen?
2 words, Kemi Adetiba. Kemi wanted to shoot King of Boys and approached me, and I told her, no, I'm not doing it.
what year?
2018.
Okay.
I'm not doing because I don't want to fail. I've not acted before. I just want to make films, collaborate with Clarence on some, and do some by myself. So it kept dragging and dragging. I kept dragging her. I just refused to do it. I just didn't want to apply myself. And
Clarence.
then, no, it wasn't like, and then, again, my babe said, why don't you take this role and do it? What's the worst that can happen?
I mean,
You lose, you don't stop. But I think it's a great story. I don't even know where she was. She didn't read script. She didn't read.
She's just hyping you now.
She was just go.
Just-
go. No, that one won't hype me. Oh. She would tell me, but you have to kill it. Oh. You can't really shame us. Oh. You know, we, your people, your cheerleaders. So I took the script, I read it. I liked it. He wasn't always called Odogwu Malay. His name was Daddy Mac.
first script.
Yes, I'll send you the script so you can see the name Daddy Mac, where I cancelled it and wrote Odogwu on top of it. So I told Kemi this name
You
is
did
Connie.
that.
I told Kemi this name is Connie. Wait, let me call the Southeast. Hello, Biz, what's good? MGB is my guy in Enugu. They were sitting down under a tree drinking beer, as always. I'm like, I need 20 names from guys in the hood. real guys that exist that have gone ahead to go to any country to hustle. You can't say, give me 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, I had like 40 names. Ejike Bangladesh. Odogwu Malay.
That sounds like a Yahoo boy.
Ejike Bangladesh.
Chidi Kentucky. You understand? Onwani Indonesia. I ran out everything, gave it to Kemi. Kemi said, who are these people? I said, he said, but it's Malaysia. I said, yeah. So let's call it to. He said, Kemi said, what is Malay?
Malaysia.
I said, Malaysia.
Guys used to go there to hustle.
Kemi said, this is it now. That's the guy. So Illy, go. You're now Malay. And shout out to Kemi. You know what she did? She let us own it. So you, Rems, you're Makanaki. This is who you are. Own it. She let us own it. She made us believe that we could do it next to legends like Auntie Shola Shobowale.
Your guy is downstairs,
like she
Your
psyched us. Oh, thank God. She psyched us. And I saw Auntie Shola in a room fighting 6 people. 6 people non-existent. She was rehearsing and fighting. And Rems just told me, Illy, make we leave this thing. This thing go fuck us up. Look at this shit now. That's our thespian moment.
Do you know why? For me, do you know why King of Boys was important?
Yeah.
Because hip hop is culture.
Yeah.
And culture is more than music.
Absolutely.
Very like culture is more than music.
Connects to the movie.
The way that thing just kind of just opened me up. And like I have 10 projects as an artist. And then when people meet me, they said, I didn't even know you rap.
Yes.
That's
It taught me
real as shit.
You please tell them about the endorsement part.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's how I got the hero deal.
Yeah. I
After
think
the movie.
you used that persona
Yeah.
in one ad.
Yes.
And how
What ad
before
was
you
that?
Yeah,
Illy,
it was Oppo. It was Oppo, yes.
You used the Odogwu
Oppo.
Malay
Yeah.
persona in the ad. I was like,
They went,
oh wow.
The
So
hero
Ilby talked about how before he did the Odogwu Malay one, he has been trying to get some deals.
Yeah.
As a rapper, nobody listened.
And people will kill off
Nobody.
my deal last minute. They'll be like, oh, he's too much of a hardcore artist, or he's not youth market artist, or blah, 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 blah. And then shout out to the guys from Hero Beer. Hero is the biggest beer brand in the South. South.
Hero, bring us money.
You understand? Did you see Moto's face when he asked for the money?
That's Moto's thing.
Villain.
And then that's how they went out for an office viewing or something. You know how guys get together in the office and let's go and watch this King of Boys, and they saw him and they just fell totally in love with the Odogwu.
Malay.
Nah, the Odogwu crowd was mad.
And they looked at it and I said, all my greats, all the people that inspired me. Ice-T is still doing Special Victims.
SVU.
LL Cool J is doing, I think, 15th season of NCIS.
Yeah, it is.
Snoop Dogg has produced and acted. Dre has produced and acted. Nas is doing the new Queensbridge thing on I think Hulu or Amazon. I'm not sure.
Ice Cube, numerous
Ice
movies.
Cube has done so many family
Back to
movies
back.
and trailers. Jay-Z is doing The Harder to Fall. The Obamas are commissioning documentaries and film. That's where my head is. I want to make Afrobeat, because if I make John Lion now, Jesus Christ, I'll be in the O2 too now.
Straight.
You understand? But some of those records came ahead of their time.
Yes.
We mix with Ed Sheeran.
Shout out to Ed Sheeran.
Madonna.
We mix with Ed Sheeran.